being able to run is going to be key for Blue Springs and Lee Summit tonight.
Blue Springs right now against the run defensively, 37.33 yards per game running. So that's huge. That's better than last year. 2002 gave up for the entire season 97.55. So right now they're off to a good start against the run. But the pass, about 95 yards per game, 86 last year. But overall, this defense is 50 yards better per game in allowing offense than they were a year ago.
You know, and I really appreciate, you know, sometimes I don't give you enough credit. You do a great job on your homework, and I don't have time to do any homework. And I never have in 53 years, so why should I change? But you're exactly right. You know, we've been saying all year that we felt like Blue Springs really this year has hung their hat on their defense.
Yes.
And what's so concerning to me tonight going into this ball game, and you can tell I'm a lot more serious than I've ever been this year, is that we're in a situation where the backup kids do have to perform. What Coach Donahoe said is exactly why I'm glad he's the head football coach here, but it still has to happen. You know what I'm saying? Those kids are going to have to play good against a very, very good, who really hasn't learned how to win yet, but a very good Lee Summit football team.
How big is the loss to Matt McLean at defensive tackle?
I think it's huge. I think he's our best run stopper on the defensive line. I think Arrington and those other kids are really good, but they're good on the pass rush, traps. But I'm talking about stopping the run. And you're going to see Seagal, you know, we talk about James. He's been a great offensive lineman. He's a 280-pounder. James is going to get thrown in there to the lines a little bit. You know, 285 pounds is 285 pounds is 285 pounds.
Still got to get past it.
You know, and if you run, you know, 4.2, you run 4.2, you run 4.2 if you're 6'6". I mean, you can't coach that stuff. And, you know, I like to see James in there, and I know that they're going to I hope Tony's listening to that, because when you see James go in there, but you're going to see Tony, down on the sidelines, you're going to see a different defense than what you've been seeing because of the injuries.
Let's go down to the sidelines and talk with Tony.
Yeah, Brian, looking so forward to this game here tonight. This is the second time that we've seen Lee Summit this year. The first time we saw them against Blue Springs South, what an impressive first half they had. They used motion in their offense and were just moving the ball up and down the field, dominated Blue Springs South. In the second half, all of a sudden they stopped doing their motion, and their offense sputtered as well, made a very I think a decision which on a punt where they took a safety may have turned the ball game around right there, and they're about 2 or 3 plays away from being an undefeated football team this year. Jordan Myers, of all the ball games we've done this year, he is the most impressive ball player that we've seen. If Lee Summit is able to establish the run, that just makes Myers more dangerous. So that's something else that Blue Springs needs to work on. And this Lee Summit team has the capability of knocking off a Rockers. So this actually tonight could be game 1 of a possible 2 games they could play this year. Back up to you guys.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. And, of course, our sideline reports are brought to you by Sonic, 4 area locations to serve you. It's not just good, it's Sonic good here in Blue Springs. And Tony touched on something. Lee Summit plays Rockers. They're in the middle of what their assistant coach, Derek Howard, is, you know, is my brother-in-law.
I'm sorry for him, by the way.
Talked about the gauntlet. Oak Park, Blue Springs, and then Rockers, that they begin their district play next week.
Well, the 5, I think, best, you know, you're talking about Lee Summit, and then you got Liberty, you got Oak Park, you got, of course, Blue Springs South, so we've got a tremendous team. And Rockers, and hopefully Blue Springs is in that mix. All of those teams are playing here at the end of the road, and anybody, I really think whoever wins on this side, said it last year, said it the year before, said it the year before, I still believe this, whoever wins the 6th division over here is going to be the state champ.
All right, Blue Springs will get the ball to begin this first quarter of play, as we're about just a minute or so away from the kickoff of this one. And before we get it in, because this is going to be a serious night of football, I got to have a little fun here.
Okay,
the Lunar Bowl this week, we got all the great events of the Pro Bowling Association is in town.
We're talking
and Annette
smack,
Seago,
right? Annette Seago is blind and
assistant superintendent of Blue Springs
I don't
Schools.
care. I grew up with
you
No, that's
sideways
wrong. No, that's
in
wrong.
bowling. Beat you sideways.
No, that's wrong. She beat me one game, but the team. See, that's what
she
you
beat
forget.
You sideways.
Hey, here's the deal. The team won. That's what the concept is a little hard for an individual like her to understand. You know what I'm saying? It's a difficult task for her. I grew up with her, so you know she's full of it.
The referee tonight, Gordon Watkins, umpire Rick Schwab, linesman Jeff Gardner, line judge Glenn Owen, Rich Burton, the back judge, and Lee Summit, the Tigers, in their black pants and white uniforms, black numerals, and gold helmets. We'll tee the ball up at the 40-yard line. Left to right, they will have it, and for the Blue Springs Wildcats in their home purple. Send Jared Morris deep along with Kevin Zai as we get ready to kick this one off here at PV Stadium. Jared Hearn will do it for the Tigers, and Blue Springs 6-0 and 3-0 in conference play here at their home turf of PV Stadium. A gorgeous night of football. It's cooling off. It's been a great day. Cold this morning, and the kickoff away. End over end. Down the middle of the field. It's picked up by Morris at the 10-yard line of the 15. Up the middle he runs, finds a seam, 30-yard line, and bounces up to the 34-yard line before he is finally brought down on a return of 24 yards. And tackling him for the Tigers, Kyle Zars, a special teams performer. Let's get to the Blue Springs offense right now. Left tackle James Segal, left guard Kyle Reed, center Max Snyder. Buddy Silkwood will play right guard. Right tackle David Simpson. Stinson Dean, the senior quarterback, 6'2", 215-pounder. Out of the backfield tonight, you will see Jared Morris. You'll also see some Cameron Harms. Receivers Justin Brown, he's back off his injury. We didn't touch on that in pregame. Kevin Zai and Darius Hill, the big 6'6", 190-pound senior. Blue Springs, first down 10 at their own 33-yard line. They'll set a tight left. That's Anwander. He comes in left to right and a toss play to the right side. At the 30-yard line, up that right side, 35-40. Running out of bounds with that football, Jared Morris on a 9-yard run to the far side, and out of bounds he goes defensively for the Lee Summit Tigers. Up front, Preston Land, defensive end. The other defensive end, Travis Drake. Defensive tackles, Mark Herzog and Darren Quayle. Linebackers, Patrick Adriano, Todd Herzog in the middle. Outside, Sean Neal. And then an outside/strong safety, Jordan Myers. Corners, D'Angelo Stevenson and Ike Ermiki, and free safety will be Lucas Fix tonight here at PV Stadium.
Take a breath, will you?
First quarter brought to you by Supreme Homes, Blue Springs Custom Home Builder. And the Wildcats a 9-yard gain on first down, 2nd and 1. Up at their own 43. 2 steps and a quick pass to the near side. It is dropped by Zai at the 41-yard line, covered by Sean Neal, incomplete, 3rd and 1.
That ball wasn't thrown very good by Stantz that time. They ran the triple thread look over to the wide side of the field and ran a real quick screen to Zai and to Morris. The ball was thrown low that time. He's got to step up and throw. Now it's a 3rd and 1 situation.
The Wildcats at 6-0 with a win, 61-0 against Roosevelt in week 1. And of course, the second week, the Rockhurst overtime win 42-35. And on 3rd down and 1 after the incompletion up to the 42-yard line, Stinson Dean will call his own number up the left hash mark and tackled on the play by Todd Herzog. Did he get the first down? Blue Springs gets a first down on that play. So the Wildcats move it. No score here at 10:34 in the first.
Well, I really liked the situation we were in, the toss sweep, and basically they traded the tight end and moved him one guy up on the line of scrimmage, brought Anwinder back in motion, was able to get the block in the corner on the very first play on the toss to pick up a first, or pick up 9 yards, put him in position. Of course, when you got that 220-pound quarterback, it's not bad to go ahead and sneak it when you just need a yard or two.
First at 10, the 44-yard line now. 4 receivers in the set. The ball on the left hash mark. Jared Morris at the lone setback, and Danny Malone into the ball game, and he'll sidestep left, and the ball is handed off to the 45-yard line. This Jared Morris by the 50-yard line to the 47-yard line into Lee Summit territory. Maybe a 9-yard gain for Morris, and he works his way down to the 46-yard line. Sean Neal on the Lee Summit tackle.
Well, that was a counter that time, and we were doing a little schooling with you before the ball game to see the pull, so you understand that coming out. And so far, Brian, you know, we've seen a lot of blitzing against Blue Springs, and really the Truman and some of the Winnetonka have been, you didn't see the Winnetonka game, been somewhat effective. There hasn't been any blitzing at all by the people up front. Now, Lee Summit is huge up front, but you know, I do think Blue Springs might be a little bit quicker overall as far as team speed's concerned on the line of scrimmage and that type of thing. So, you know, in that situation, that's where we want to, if they don't stun, we should be in the money. And that's a big first down again on the ground, which I really like.
First down play as the officials bring out the chains to measure. And Blue Springs, as we finish out their record this year at 6-0. Again, week 3, Columbia Hickman a win, 43-27. Lee Summit North, week 4, 31-7. And then Winnetonka 35-0. Truman last week 44-10. 9:58 here in the first quarter, no score. The Wildcats first and 10 at the Lee Summit 46-yard line. Left to right going in motion from the backfield. The ball is then thrown at the 45-yard line and pushed backwards. Lee Summit defensively there. Jared Morris again on the play for the Wildcats. That's up to the, or down to the 44-yard line, and for a gain of a yard.
Kelly's sort of bringing out all the sets now in this situation. Now, there was, I was doing a lot of crying there at the beginning of the game, but it's good to have Justin Brown back, a wide receiver and corner, who I think is one of our really big play people that's been out since the Rockhurst game when he broke his wrist. He's back. He's got a cast about as big as my bald head on his hand, but he still probably could catch the ball.
2nd and 9 at the Tiger 44-yard line for the Wildcats. Anwander right to left in motion. The ball on the right hash. A spinning pitch to the near side. Cameron Harms. He's into the ball game. 40-yard line. Twisting his way down for the first down to the 36. Cameron Harms was tackled by D'Angelo Stevenson. And Cameron Harms having a great year. Coach Kelly Donahoe smiles when he talks about this young man. 25 carries, 288 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Boy, do I like this drive, Brian. That was a toss. That was the first play of the game. They picked up 9, ran it to the right, ran the same play with the same motion, same movement on the line of scrimmage, trading the ends and wing backs up to a tight end position. That's the 3rd and 1st down in this drive, and all of them been on the ground, and I like that.
Cats have the ball at the Tiger 35-yard line. 1st and 10, 8:44, first quarter. No score. Brian Johnston and Tim Corona spinning Chris Spinham into the ball game, and Todd Herzog, good defensive stand for a loss of 4 yards on the play, pushing him back to the 39-yard line. And Todd Herzog, 19 solo, 31 assists, and 4.5 sacks for the linebacker.
Well, I think those Herzogs are old as I am because, my gosh, I coached, 18 years ago and been here forever, almost 2 decades, and they're still coming, man. I mean, they got more of them, and they're all just big, strong, athletic kids, great wrestlers. I mean, they're very, very physical kids, and they're tough.
2nd down now, 11 officially, is where they will mark it. Say he was brought down back at the 36-yard line. Stinson on the run, throws a pass, crossing patterns, caught for a first down, and Darius Hill at the 20-yard line, down to the 16 for a 26-yard pickup.
That was just simply counter pass, but I am so glad to see Darius Hill get involved in the offense. And Stinson did a great job. He ran the drag route on the counter pass, and he was wide open. And nobody there at home. And that's what Darius can do, and he should be doing those kind of things, and we should be trying to get him the football. I mean, he's 6'6", is 6'6", is 6'6". We've been through that before, haven't we?
First quarter brought to you by Supreme Homes, Blue Springs Custom Home Builder. 7:40 here in the first quarter. There is no score. 1st and 10 at the Tiger 15-yard line. Stinson Dean will send Justin Brown in motion. Out of the backfield, he will pitch it now at the 20-yard line to the near side. Angling is Jarrett Morris down to the 10, and he's rolled out of the 8-yard line. Jarrett Morris, he's a good runner himself. 50 carries, 350 yards, and 5 touchdowns coming in. 70 yards on that one.
Well, I tell you what, if they stick it in here and the way they've really dominated the line of scrimmage, other than the one drive we had against Rockhurst, and you didn't have the opportunity to see that ball game, this is the best drive they've had the entire football season.
2nd down, 3 now. The Tiger 8-yard line. Stinson Dean gets the call from the sideline. And Max Snyder, the center, 6'3", 230-pound senior, leads his team in purple with vertical gold stripes down and a tight left in Anwander. Jarrett Morris will take it off the 5-yard line. Off the right side he goes, down to the 1, and tackled, finally brought down by defensive end Preston Land.
Well, I tell you again, a good trap block up front, and again, schooling you a little bit. You notice they only pulled 1 guard in that situation. That time they gave the ball to Morris on the short trap, inside. Boy, Jared's really wound up. He really returned that kickoff and got us in good field position. And really, Brian, I'm not kidding you, other than that one drive against Rockhurst, this is the best drive I've seen Blue Springs have the entire football season.
Wildcats also with great clock management here in the first at 7:06, controlling the clock, and now with a big 1st and goal to go for Blue Springs. And Stinson Dean surveys the 4 down front for the Lee Summit Tigers. He will turn and toss at the 5-yard line. There's a hole, and driving into the corner of the end zone, a touchdown for Jarrett Morris of Blue Springs.
Well, Jared, he did a great job. He had 5 carries for about 35 yards in a TD on that particular drive. But, man, that was a great drive. They really hurt Lee Summit out on the corners, running the toss, trading up a little bit, moving the wing back up to tight end, moving the tight end back to wing back position. Now, special teams started out good for Blue Springs. We talked about that. Great kickoff return. We've got to have the big V, kick those extra points in there and keep us on top.
And the Wildcats capping an 11 play with 5 first downs and a 2-point conversion on the fake field goal into the end zone. It's good to Danny Malone.
Boy, you got to like it. And that's why I like Coach Donahoe and this staff. Those are things that I probably wouldn't do right off the get-go in the average coach, and that's why I like it. Boy, Danny Malone was standing there all alone. You know that we have a great all-state kicker, and that's a great move. We're up 8, and that's big in this ball game.
8-0 here in the first at 6:52. Blue Springs leads Lee Summit. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
Tuck your bowling ball under your arm, lower your head, and make a run for Lunar Bowl in Blue Springs. See our new laser light show during Cosmic Bowl on Saturday nights. Lanes are available during the day on Saturday and Sundays for open play. Don't forget, now is the time to make arrangements for your company's holiday party. Lunar Bowl and the Blue Moon offer a wide variety of options for entertainment and food. Call now while space remains available. 220-7722. For the second year, world-class bowling returns to Lunar Bowl. The PBA Greater Kansas City Classic, October 13th through the 19th.
Hi, this is Brian Johnson. Join Tim Crone and myself for Blue Springs High School football action right here on AM 1030 KCWJ, Blue Springs, Kansas City.
8-0 Blue Springs, 6:52 first quarter, and the Wildcats just capped an 11-play drive with a touchdown by Jarrett Morris and the kickoff away into the end zone by Velasquez, a touchback to the 20, and defensively, this is where it gets interesting for Blue Springs.
Tell me about it.
Up front, Corey Arrington, Jerron Baston inside the tackle position, also along with Ian Smith, and Brandon Schaff will be the other defensive end. Matt McClain out, he's got an injury. He broke his wrist playing basketball on Sunday. Linebackers inside, Sherrod Aiken and Sean Sharkey. Outside, Kyle Crandall and John Samia. On the corners, Kevin Zai and Joey Butler and Zach Cunningham will play free safety.
Yeah, and we're going to see what we can do here. And I tell you, there's a lot of good kids that have been backups and worked very hard, and they're going to get their time to shine right now. So, and Coach Spots is putting them in and letting them go and give them their opportunities. And so you're seeing a new defense out here. You notice Brown's back at corner, and you got Butler back at corner. Samia's playing the outside linebacker position.
First down 10, the 20-yard line. The Tigers 4-2 and 3-2 in conference play. Quarterback Brett Beechner straight up the middle off the left side with that ball is Herzog, and Herzog past the 20-yard line to the 22 before he's down there. And for Lee Summit, left tackle Mark Herzog, left guard TJ McKinley, center Ryan Gash, right guard Darren Quayle, Andrew Krause will be the right tackle. Tight ends Dominique Maroc and Preston Land. You'll see some Jordan Myers. This kid is good. Patrick Adriano and Todd Herzog out of the backfield. Brett Beechner will be the senior quarterback for the Lee Summit Tigers. Second and 6 after a gain of 4 on play action to the near side. A pass is thrown and intended for Adriano. Coming out of the backfield, incomplete. Sharkey there on the coverage for the Wildcats, and Adriano couldn't pull it down. Looked it in at 5'9", 195 pounds, and a senior.
You know, we always talk about the Shark and the Shark's loose. I tell you what, he's a really good high school linebacker. He's not, like I said, very big. I talk all the time. I really like the kid. He's really worked hard in the weight room. That was a nice play picking him up out of the backfield.
First quarter brought to you by Supreme Homes, Blue Springs Custom Home Builder. 6-12, 8-0 Blue Springs. First, third down 6 now for the 24-yard line as, again, Beechner in play action mode. Shifting out to the right this time, cradles that football off his right arm. 30-yard line, up for the first down for Lee Summit. He gets tackled by Sean Sharkey to the 32 and gains 6 yards for the first down.
Well, that time Harrington let him out of contain from the backside. He may have slipped down. They actually had a great pass rush from the backside. Basically, Schaff was able to flush him out of there, but they still were able to pick up a first down.
In Blue Springs, your quality collision repair specialist is Casey Auto Car Star at the southwest corner of Woods Chapel Road and 40 Highway. 5:52 first quarter, 8-0 Blue Springs. First and 10, the Tigers at their own 32-yard line, a double tight end formation. Herzog finds a big gap past the 40-yard line down near the 40 at the 39. Sherrod Aiken there on the tackle, and Sherrod has come up as a backup outside linebacker to a starting inside linebacker, replacing Jerron Baston, who's been moved to the defensive tackle position.
Yeah, and you can really, it's like scrambled eggs out right now, and Coach Spots is just trying to keep it all together with baling wire. But you see what Lee Summit does know, that they're a little thin up front, and they are attacking right at them, which is what you want to do in this situation.
The Tigers have double tight now, Dominique Maroc and Preston Land. And Jordan Myers will come in motion. Hand it off to Herzog, a first down play. Off the left side, he runs past the 45-yard line to the 47 there. And this kid, is playing good football, cradling the ball. 5.43 per carry average coming into tonight's game. He's got the first down, move the chains here at 5:04 in the first. 8-0 Blue Springs.
Guys, he looks a little bit bigger than 200 pounds than me, but I know he wrestles about. No, I guess he looks like a 200-pounder, but I tell you what, he does run hard inside, and they're not doing anything fancy.
He was a first-team all-conference runner last year, had over 1,000 yards running the ball for Lee Summit. Again, right to left, 1st and 10, 47-yard line. And right to left coming in motion is Myers as the running play goes to Herzog once again for 4 yards over that left side. Looks like Sharkey was there along with Sherrod Aiken.
Yeah, they're not doing anything too fancy. Running what we call ace formation, which is double tight, 2 flankers, 1 back in the backfield. That time they ran the counter where they pull the guard and tackle in that situation, and they were only able to pick up 2. Right now, Blue Springs, and they've already got, looks like they've already got Stegall, the big 280-pounder, enter number 58. He's already in the ball game, which I think is a good move. I'm a believer that I think this kid's going to help us up front.
Tigers have 2nd and 7 at the midfield stripe, the 50-yard line. They'll call a timeout. We'll throw it down to Tony on the sidelines.
Yeah, Brian, that first drive at Blue Springs, it was a beautiful drive there, mixing with those sweeps and some passing and everything. They look great. One thing that you definitely noticed with the Blue Springs line out of the huddle, hustling up to the line. We talked about fire in the belly last week. They got some pep in their step, and there's this game may be decided on with the big uglies on both the offensive and defensive lines. And with the way that Lee Summit is moving the ball right now with the consistently with the runs. Remember, Jordan Myers, very dangerous receiver, could be setting that play-action pass. Back up to you guys.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. Sideline reports brought to you by Sonic, proud sponsor of Vision Sports since 1997.
Well, good for you.
We've been doing this a long time.
You're old, man. You got to get with it. I'll tell you right now, though, this is going to be a great football game. I think probably both teams are just going to really get after each other up front. And really, I think Tony hit the nail on the head. Of course, this is, a cliche, Tony, that everybody does in football, but up front's where it's going to be tonight.
All right, after the timeout now at 4:06 first quarter, 8-0 Blue Springs. 2nd and 7, the Tigers. Left to right they move. They are at the midfield 50-yard line. Trips right. 3 receivers that way. And out of the shotgun, Beechner looking right, throwing. He's got the receiver incomplete. Intended for Todd Herzog, not Jordan Myers. Coverage by Justin Brown.
Well, Justin Brown, I really like the kid. He's definitely been a project in some ways, but I really like him. He's a very good athlete. And you see what kind of play he made coming over the top and breaking up that pass. He makes all the difference. And right now, he's wherever Myers goes, he's going. He's mirroring him all over the football field. If you'll notice, Brian, number 3 will go with 25 on which side. This side, they're coming to your way now out of trips formation.
Harden and Myers and Herzog, the 3 receivers on the right on 3rd and 7, again at the 50-yard line. Myers going in motion. They'll shovel it to him. He's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. 4th down, and Lee Summit must punt the football.
You got a little Sherrod, number 4, in there playing linebacker, but he's quick as a cat, and that was a good – Arrington woke up that time and smelled that shovel pass out. Boy, that's a good hole. Every time you can hold them when they got the football, you start counting the, possessions, and you're in the money.
First quarter brought to you by Supreme Homes, Blue Springs Custom Home Builder. Punting the football is Jordan Myers. He will stand at the 35-yard line and boot that ball away as Kevin Zai picks it up at the 15-yard line for the Wildcats. He'll break 2 tackles over the far side, and then finally he is knocked backward at the 18, and that's where the Wildcat offense will start at 1st and 10.
Well, again, that was a big defensive stand for Blue Springs, and that's exactly what they needed, and it shows you that you got some kids that you play and you got to have faith in and work hard all year long to come in and plug it up. If they can continue to do that, that's just going to make this football team that much stronger the rest of the way.
Kelly Donahoe in his 4th year at the helm of Blue Springs, 53-10 his overall record, 38-5 here at Blue Springs. A loss to Blue Springs South last year and 4 losses to Rockhurst. Of course, Lee Summit has never beat Kelly Donahoe at his time at Blue Springs.
And I don't want him to start tonight. I've had a bad week.
First and 10 for the 20-yard line. The Wildcats right to left at 3:20. They lead 8-0. Quick pass over the middle. It's caught for a first down, and sliding for that first down was the wide receiver for Blue Springs, and making the catch,
Danny Malone.
And
I tell you what, Danny, I was telling somebody in the weight room on Monday, I said, he scored, remember, last week, tried to dive over the ball, and we were tuning him up a little bit. But Danny's really coming along. He's a good athlete, and he's really doing some good things for this football team.
Danny Malone, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, 6 catches, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the young man at 3:04 here in the first quarter. First and 10, the Wildcats at their own 34-yard line. Stenson will stretch it on the left side. Cameron Harms will take it. He will fight his way to the 35-yard line, left hash mark there, and then brought down up front tackle on the play by Mark Herzog. He's the cousin of Todd Herzog, 6'2", 270-pound junior.
There's 10 million of them in Lee Summit. As soon as you get into Lee Summit boundary, everything's Herzogville. It's the doggone thing. I live over here. It's the doggone thing you ever seen. Herzog's everywhere.
Cameron Harms with a 4-yard gain on first down. 2nd and 6 at 2:30 here in the first quarter. 38-yard line is where the ball is. Wildcats in their own territory. Left and right go the receivers. Jarrett Morris is out of the backfield now. And Blue Springs will run a double tight end formation with Anwander going in motion. A split pitch, and they will reverse it on the far side. It goes to Kevin Zai. He is sprinting at the 40-yard line, and Kevin Zai down that sideline. There he goes, past the 50, out of bounds at the 45-yard line, into Lee Summit territory. First down play, 18-yard gain for the Wildcats.
You know, I want to say something here. I've been pretty hard on Darius Hill, and I really like Darius Hill. He doesn't know that because I'm always on him all the time, but only on people that I really like, and he's got great potential. He made a tremendous block there to free Zai and stayed with it to make that happen, and he's had a good night up to this point. Made a great block there and did a good job on that drag pattern.
Wildcats first and 10, 43-yard line into Lee Summit territory now, right to left. They lead 8-0 at 1:53. Stenson Dean surveys the 5 down front for the Lee Summit Tigers, has play action. He rolls out of the pocket, he's flushed, throws a pass, it's caught. Justin Brown a first down to the 20-yard line, run out of bounds by I.K. Ermiki. He's a track star, but Justin Brown beat him on that time for 23 yards.
Look at the club he's got on his hand, too. I told him, I said, you can't even pick your nose with that. You know what he told me? I can catch the ball, though, Coach. And so that's all we really want him to do. He ran the drag pattern coming across the middle that time. It was actually the same pattern that Darius ran and was successful for the other big play that they had in the first series.
And the Wildcats, Max Snyder and his team, they run to the line now. First and 10 at the Tiger 21-yard line. 4 down front as Stenson surveys it. He will stop, drop, and hand it off. Look at Jarrett Morris weaving his way down to the 10-yard line, to the 5. He's into the end zone. 21 yards. Touchdown, Blue Springs.
Now that was, again, just a little quick counter trap inside. And I tell you what, they're just chewing them up front with our offensive line right now. And really, Lee Summit's not doing any type of blitzing, stunning, or moving, or stemming at all. And they're just picking them apart. The play calling, of course, that's Kelly's forte. He's probably the best I've ever seen. And he's done a great job of just picking them apart.
Stenson Dean will hold it. Sharkey will snap it. Velasquez the extra point. The ball put down, flags are thrown. We had a Sean Neal from Lee Summit, the Tiger.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Coach may go for 2. He may go for 2 here in this situation. Let's see what he does, because it's going to be half the distance to the goal line, because I think they were in the neutral zone. He's back there screaming and hollering, and he might just kick it. I don't know. He might just go with that fake. That looked pretty good last time, didn't
That fake got everybody. Minute 17, 14-0 the score right now. An offsides penalty going against the Lee Summit Tigers, so that'll push it half the distance to the goal. And Marcelo Velasquez will try it again. It doesn't look like they will fake. We'll wait and see.
No, I think they'll go ahead because they got that 2-pointer on the first time.
Ball put down, kick up, and it is good. 15-0 is the score. Minute 17 of the first. Blue Springs dominating Lee Summit so far. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
Extra on Tuesdays, Pigskin Picks Thursdays, and every month the Examiner Sports Monthly gives you the best sports information in Jackson County. Sports Monthly has also been recognized by the Missouri Press Association. The Examiner is Eastern Jackson County's award-winning daily newspaper, so don't miss any of the action of your favorite local sports with the Examiner.
15-0 here in the first. Brian Johnston and Tim Crone, Blue Springs the lead, 117 on a touchdown play. 6:52 here in the first quarter. Morris a 5-yard run and a 21-yard Morris run on that one. 15-0. They got the
great job of mixing
and
it up,
two-point conversion on the first touchdown. So that's the score. And now the Wildcats, Velasquez has it teed up at the 40-yard line, right to left. He will slide through and boot it into the end zone. A touchback to the 20, and that is where the Lee Summit Tigers will try it again.
You know, when you're a defensive coordinator and you're trying to keep it together with baling wire, and I got a little experience in this area if I don't know anything else, is that your offense is playing as well as this Blue Springs offense is. All you want to do is start thinking about holds. And what I mean is hold them 2 or 3 times a half, because it doesn't look to me like at this present time Lee Summit's just being shredded by the offense of Blue Spring.
And the Lee Summit Tigers now, led by their all-state performer, Jordan Myers. Plays football, basketball, baseball, great athlete, 6'2", 182-pound senior, maybe the best receiver we've seen here. On 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line after the touchback, and the Tigers will push that ball, led by Herzog, up to the 25-yard line for a gain of 5, and then tackled by Ian Smith in there up front for Blue Springs defensively.
See, now Ian's another kid we talked about that got the start. He's been a backup, played a little bit here and there during the course of the year, but I saw him going to 6th hour, and I said, you got to get your head into the ball game and be ready to rock and roll, and he's doing a good job up there.
Under a minute left here in the first quarter. 15-0 Blue Springs, 2nd and 5 for the 25-yard line. The Tigers, the ball. Beechner going to play fake, looks like a busted play, and he's going to be hit and sacked. Sacked back at the 23-yard line, and he loses a yard or so.
And Blue Springs,
and there's a fumble. The Wildcats pick that ball up. Huge turnovers, penalties, kill you every time. This one went Blue Springs' way.
Guess who got that? Ian Smith, one of the guys that hadn't had an opportunity to play, and is getting in here and making things happen. Good people work hard, good things happen to you, and that's exactly what's happening so far tonight. Now, what they don't want to do is get cocky, because I don't think they played well the last 3 weeks. Now I can say that, and I've been worried all week about this and stewing. And so far, but we got to go for the juggler here. We got the turnover. They got to make it happen. They got to put 6 in the bank.
Darius Hill now wide left, 1st and 10 to the 25-yard line. Stenson Dean with 34 seconds left here in the first. 2 steps and a throw. It's going to be tipped incomplete. Kevin Zai in the slot running straight down verticals, and it's an incomplete pass. 2nd down 10 upcoming for the Wildcats.
Well, I think that was pass interference. I'll tell you why. You can't face guard. You can't face guard in college. You can't face guard in the pros, high school, and you can't face guard in the Army. And that, right there, that was a face guard for crying out loud, but I won't say anything.
You just did.
Oh, okay.
2nd and 10, 31 seconds here in the first quarter of play. And the Blue Springs defense getting the job done there, capitalizing on the turnover with 3 receivers in this set now. And a single back Stenson Dean from the 25-yard line. He's got Cameron Harms leaking out of the backfield. The catch at the 20-yard line. He will be down to the 21. Herzog in on the tackle, and a flag is thrown.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like we might have a hold against Blue Springs. I think that was a good call. That was a good call. It was quite obvious up here out front. So you don't want it, like I said now, you don't want to let them off the hook, Brian. You got to score, and you got it really to put the dagger in the heart. You got to score a touchdown and not a field goal. And I guess you don't have to be Albert Einstein to figure that out. Just kind of like I was showing you the short trap, the counter, and the sweep today. You don't have to be an Einstein to play this game, but you got to be basic and mentally tough and do the little things right.
And now a 10-yard penalty for the Wildcats after the hold, and they'll have it at the 35-yard line. Blue Springs now. They break huddle, the Wildcats do, with Darius Hill on the far side. That's the wide side of the field. Left side, short side of the field is Danny Malone. Now Stinson straight back in the pocket looking some time. Pump fakes once, throws a pass, caught near side, 34-yard line, out of bounds. Jarrett Morris with the catch. run out of bounds by linebacker Patrick Adriano, 5'9", 195-pound senior.
That was a double screen, and Kelly used to run that when he was at South and he was the offensive coordinator. We used to try to defend that all the time, and I haven't seen it all year. He's starting to bring it all out right now.
The end of one, 15-0. Blue Springs. So far, they're dominating the Lee Summit Tigers. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
Drive into Sonic this month and prepare to make some difficult cheese choices. Introducing Sonic's new double patty melts. 2 juicy all-beef patties and 2 slices of spicy pepper jack or smoky cheddar cheese. Made with grilled onions and served between 2 big pieces of Texas toast. The Sonic double patty melt. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And don't forget to try our new Breakfast Club Toaster Sandwich. Made with egg, cheese, tomato, ham, and bacon. And served on thick Texas toast.
And this is Myron Thomas with your in-game update. At the first quarter, Blue Springs South over at Lee Summit North scores 13-0. Nathaniel Elos throwing a touchdown pass to Kyle Roush, and Caleb Ebel has also ran for the other touchdown. At the end of one, Liberty 7, Truman 0. Rockhurst and Jeff City are tied at 0-0. Pembroke over Green Valley scores 15-0. Columbia Hickman over Webb City 14-0. And Chillicothe and Platte County are tied at 6. This is Myron Thomas with your Josens Jewelry in-game update. Now back to PV Stadium with Brian Johnston and Tim Crone.
All right, Byron, thank you very much. 15-0 as we get ready to start the second quarter. Here's 3rd and 20, Blue Springs at the Lee Summit 32-yard line. Stinson Dean with a 4-down front. He looks, he'll pump fake, straight back draw. This is Jarrett Morris weaving and cutting left to right, and he spun around to the far side, out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Jarrett Morris there running that ball for a 7-yard pickup. And a reminder, Brown's Furniture has low prices, great service, quality furniture. And you know what? They've been in Blue Springs for over 17 years.
Why don't you go buy me something, because I'm getting tired of standing up here all the time. I'm getting old. First quarter, Blue Springs had 29 plays, 10 first downs. That's domination in the first quarter. Now, this is huge here. Kelly's going to go for it on 4th down. He doesn't feel like with the wet surface he could kick a field goal here, so this ought to be big right here.
4th and 20, the Wildcats send 4 receivers out, 2 on the wide side of the field. Slot is Zai. Short drop. Stinson's going to fade it towards the near side into the end zone, just off the fingertips of Darius Hill, covered by I.K. Ermiki, and the Tigers take over.
Just threw that a little bit long. It was on his fingertips, and that's a good call going after the big guy on that one. That's good to see him go to him because he is a good athlete. Again, they still have got great field position. That wasn't a bad call. Good situation. Too bad they couldn't score there because that could really present big-time problems for Lee Summit in that situation.
Second quarter brought to you by Corinthian Mortgage, Blue Springs' hometown mortgage lender. Now the Tigers with their gold helmets and white jerseys and black numerals with a gold outline and black pants. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line, trailing 15-0, 11:08 in the second quarter, and slipping out of the backfield this time as they are not sure if they're supposed to hand the ball off or not. Herzog does so, and he's going to lose 2 yards, slipping back at the 25-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, the kids up front that are playing are doing a great job. And you can just go right across that starting lineup and you talk about David Nevels. Nevels did a great job there. Was able to trip him up. So those kids that are playing in there, and the starters may have a tough time if they keep playing at this pace.
Now, after the 2nd down and 13, loss of 3 on 1st down, the 23-yard line rather than the 13, as the Tigers again feeling the defensive pressure by Sean Sharkey. Got a tackle made at the 23-yard line on that far side as Jordan Myers in there, and the tackle by Blue Springs. It's 3rd down now, 3rd and 13 for the Tigers.
Sherrod actually caught that play, Brian, from the backside. Sharkey did a good job of jamming it up, and then Sherrod was able to catch him on the backside. But again, a good job up front. Right now, Blue Springs win the battle up front.
3rd and 13 for the Tigers, the 24-yard line. Double tight end formation for the shotgun. Jordan Myers takes the direct snap, over the right side. He sprints short of the first down on 3rd and 13 to the 30-yard line is where he goes. Here comes the Tiger punting unit.
Brandon Schaff, who I never thought would be playing at the level he's playing now, who got the chance to start over at Winnetonka, did a nice job of stopping Myers, the All-State player. And again, they have to punt the ball, Lee Summit.
Second quarter brought to you by Corinthian Mortgage, Blue Springs hometown mortgage lender. Myers will take the snap. There's some pressure at the 20-yard line. Bad punt, short and low. 40-yard line, it takes a Tiger bounce at the 35, and Zai will walk away from it. Blue Springs will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35. Let's send it down to Tony Reisinger.
Yeah, Brian, as you saw, Herzog slipped on that one play. One thing about this field is that on nights like tonight when it's really, really cold, this field gets progressively wet. And with Blue Springs scoring the first 15 points, that's definitely an advantage for them. Back up to you guys.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. Sideline reports are brought to you by Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
You know, we have the curse of the Bambino, curse of the goat. Now we got curse of the field. That's okay with me, because if it'll work, anything that works, okay with me.
First down 10, 35-yard line, 3 receivers into the set. Also a running back, and dancing with that football is Jarrett Morris to the 40-yard line. He will gain 5 yards on first down, and then tackled on the play by Mark Herzog.
You know, Morris has got 8 carries for 71 yards, and he, you know, everything's been at least 4 or 5 yards. That time they're running the trap inside again. He's able to, like I said, when it's always nice when you're 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4.
It's 15-0 Blue Springs at 8:47. Clock ticking here in the second quarter. 2nd and 5, 40-yard line. The Wildcats will push that ball, running, looking for the first down. There's a pile near the 45-yard line, and getting up is the quarterback, Stinson Dean, and he'll run back to the sideline and get the call from his coach, Kelly Donahoe, and he's going to be short about a yard.
Yeah, I tell you what, they've been running that quarterback sneak a lot. A lot of times when they go with just one back set, they spread that, at least some of the defense out, and he's able to, of course, like I said, he's 218, 219, that helps.
8:09. First down run now. Stinson keeps it himself on 3rd and 1 for the 44-yard line. He's going to get the first down past the 45 to the 46-yard line. And Darren Quayle there defensively for Lee Summit. 6 foot, 275-pound senior defensive tackle.
Darwin Rowe, the athletic director from Lee Summit, just came up here and said hi. And I'm glad we just picked up a first down, so, you know, give me that ugly look. We're on each other all the time. I told him we might forfeit and just go ahead and give him the game tonight. He didn't blame me. I guess they had to show up, unfortunately. We talked today about it. Had to give him a bad time.
7:58 here. Clock ticking in the second quarter. Second quarter is brought to you by Corinthian Mortgage, Blue Springs hometown mortgage lender. And the Purple Wildcats run up to the ball, and they will have it on the right hash mark. 1st and 10. They'll bunch receivers on the left side of the field, 3 of them. 1 on the right, single back is Cameron Harms. He slid from behind of the backfield. There's flags on the play. He was tackled by Todd Herzog.
Well, I think Herzog's an excellent defensive player. He caught that play from behind. Actually, that was about the first negative play Blue Springs has had the entire first half, Brian, and it was a great play by Herzog catching it from the backside. They also have a hold on Blue Springs.
Push it back another 10 yards.
If they take it, because Benzie had it for a loss, probably will with field position the way it is. And Tony does make a good point. This field, when it does get cooler, does get a lot slicker. Like I said, that's the curse of the field, we call it around here. You got to have a curse of something. That's vogue right now.
Cameron Harms running the ball. 5'9", 165-pound junior. Had 74 yards against Truman last week.
I'll tell you, Blue Springs, Brian, is a lot different when you got Darius Hill on one side and Jester Brown back on the other as far as threats on the outside. I really do think we have as good a receivers as we've had in a long time. Danny Malone's really coming on. You got Depot. You got, of course, Zai. He's had a great year. A lot of great kids up there that can catch a football.
The penalties decline now, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 12. At the 43-yard line, it's 7:26 here in the second quarter. 15-0 Blue Springs. The Wildcats will run up long because they thought there might be the penalty. We have a timeout call by Blue Springs. We'll take one as well. 15-0 score. Blue Springs the lead. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
A great car from a great dealer at a great price every day. The incredible value of a McCarthy Hyundai of Blue Springs starts when you walk into our new facility at Woods Chapel Road and I-70. State-of-the-art service and body shops and great people ready to make your experience one you will want to tell your friends about. Great value and peace of mind come with every McCarthy Hyundai. The Hyundai Advantage, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Choose from the fast Tiburon, Sonata, Elantra, Santa Fe, the Accent, and the XG350. Stop by today and drive a great car home from a great dealer. McCarthy Hyundai of Blue Springs.
And welcome back to PB Stadium. The score 15-0 Blue Springs, 7:18 here in the second quarter. Brian Johnston, Tim Crone, and Tony Reisinger. Wildcats the ball, second and 12, 44-yard line after this timeout now. Stinson Dean, their quarterback, goes up.
Yeah, Stinson's had about 3 carries for about what you got Stinson for rushing? You got him.
Stinson coming
21,
in,
yeah.
not a great rusher. 29 carries, 25 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He'll throw this one. He'll lob it up to Justin Brown. First down play down the sideline, 40-yard line, out of bounds. I.K. Ermiki knocks him out of the 36-yard line, 21-yard gainer.
I love that. I told you the line he gave me. He has been catching the ball, and that you can see how big that soft wrap and cast that he has on him. But he's caught the ball really extremely well on both the receptions he's had. And once he gets the ball in his hands, he can run. There's no question about that.
First down 10 now at the Lee Summit 37-yard line, and the Wildcats break huddle ball on the right hash mark. Justin Brown to the right side, that's his short side of the field. Stinson Dean, the quarterback. Jared Morris, the lone back, with 3 receivers on the left side, and Luke Whitworth in at the tight end spot, and the pass is caught. 15-yard line to the 10, stumbling at the 5. Justin Brown dives, 37-yard touchdown play for Justin Brown. Man, he's back.
You can tell he's a big play guy. And I tell you what, he about got tackled, and he's such a good athlete. He's able to keep his balance. And you remember, he's only really got one hand. Did a great job there getting open on the skinny post pattern. And, again, a big touchdown for Blue Springs.
And the Wildcats opening up a big lead now, 21-0 against Lee Summit. This was not expected.
Well, this is like I was telling everybody, this is the best I've seen our offense look the entire year as far as a complete half. We played a great couple quarters over at Rock.
Low snap held by Stinson. The kick is up, and it is good by Velasquez. 22-0, 6:44. Second quarter, Blue Springs dominating. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
Comcast cares about our community. Comcast once again is proud to enter into a partnership with Vision Sports to bring you Blue Springs and Blue Springs South High School football games on AM 1030. This year you can listen to the games on Comcast Channel 15 in Blue Springs. Comcast is proud of their involvement in the support of educational and government access channels in the community. Our community is the backbone of where we live. Community involvement is an important part of what Comcast is about. So important that local schools receive cable in the classroom programming at no charge to them. Creating a better environment for our kids to learn in makes our community stronger for the future. Comcast is proud to support the communities that they serve.
22-0, Blue Springs, a 37-yard touchdown pass play to Justin Brown, and boy's back off the injury, hasn't played since Rockhurst. Man, he is a playmaker for that touchdown. 6:44 here in the second quarter. And Velasquez kicking off his last 2 into the end zone. This one probably will be no different. It's high and end over end, at the 2-yard line, fielded by Myers. Takes off on a sprint, hit at the 11-yard line. Wow.
Austin Holt.
Yes, on a solo tackle for Austin Holt. Good play, and that pushes the Tigers back on their heels at the 11.
I'll tell you what, Austin Holt's going to be a great player, and he's a good receiver, and he can run the football, too. He's got great quicks. Got started a little late because he played baseball, and it was kind of back a little bit in the summertime as far as picking up what he needed to do in the secondary. Brown's got 1 TD, 3 catches for 81 yards. His stance is 8 to 10 for 113 for 1 touch. That's pretty good first half.
Brett Beechner, 6'2", 196-pound senior quarterback. Double tight now as Beechner rolls over the right side on first down. He'll throw it on a comeback pattern with the catch Myers at the 22-yard line and tackled there. Jordan Myers 46 catches, 576 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about Jordan Myers, too. I think he's the best football player on their team, and Justin Brown's going to cover him. Now, guys, he hasn't played for 4 weeks, Justin, so he could get tired here because he's going both ways, too. And Jordan ought to have a little advantage here later in the half and in the end of the game.
Shockley, Harden, and Brown make that Myers on the left side on 2nd and 1 for Lee Summit, throwing a pass. Myers makes a catch over the middle, 35-yard line, huge first down. Played a 45 by midfield, 50, and down goes Jordan Myers at the 49-yard line. He was finally brought down to the 50-yard line by Blue Springs.
They ran a little flood pattern into that zone. And again, Justin got caught up deep, needed to come up a little bit tighter on him. And of course, he's a great receiver. And like I said, you're going to see a little bit of that. And you may get a timeout here, and Mike's going to realign, or Coach Spott's going to realign what he's doing a little bit in the secondary. And you look at Justin, he is dying.
Timeout's called. We'll keep it here, and let's throw it down to Tony Reisinger on the sidelines.
Yeah, Brian, Coach hit it right on the nail there on that touchdown pass to Justin Brown. He got clipped at the ankles there, and how he kept his balance to go into the end zone is just amazing. He's having a super ball game here tonight. Jordan Myers right now looks like he's cranking it up, looking really good. But let me tell you, the offensive line for Blue Springs, they're making big-ass holes there, so it's like you can drive a truck through it. Back up to you.
And those are big holes. I'm not kidding you. Those are. When those trucks drive through there, those are big, big holes, used ones. What can I tell you?
22-0. Blue Springs scoring at 5:57 here in the second quarter. 6:52 first quarter on a 5-yard touchdown run. That was an 11-play drive. Morris capped it off on the run, then a 2-point conversion. And then in the first quarter, a minute 17, 21-yard, 5-play Jared Morris run. 15-0 now on 1st and 10 of the 50-yard line. The ball is thrown to the near side, intercepted, pitched back to Justin Brown down the sideline. It's a sprint. 40, the 30, the 20, the 15, and out of bounds. And that was the best high school football play I think I have ever seen. Blue Springs has it 1st and goal to go down to the 10-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, Samia knew what to do with it. Turn around and give it to Justin, let him go. That was a great interception. I told you he's going to be a great outside linebacker. But I tell you, that's just improvisation. That's like playing in the backyard. You see, where's the fast guy? I'm going to give it to him.
Man, Blue Springs, Justin Brown.
That was a great interception by Samia, though, Brian. He really dropped in the zone and did a good job. But he's a great corner. He really is. He's a great corner now playing outside linebacker, which I think that's where he should be.
What a great play.
Now Coach is a little upset because everybody got too much celebration going on, and he's missing a guy, and it looks like he's doing a little chewing now. Well, those things are the things that really, you lose your poise a little bit, get too excited. Remember, they're high school kids.
1st down 10. Officially at the 12-yard line, and the Wildcats are going to call their
good play by
timeout.
Stinson Dean. That was a good play by Stinson Dean there, not to waste that field position that time.
Sideline reports tonight are brought to you by Sonic.
Not by Tim Crone. I want to make sure that that's perfectly clear by everybody because that's what they would expect. But you better rally, son. It's just like 3rd down and 4. You got to take the ball and go with it. But wasn't that a great interception, though, really, Brian? That was a great, great job by Samia in that situation. Here, let me read this Vision Sports advertisement. You can get a copy of this game this season or past games and past seasons. Log on to visionsportsauto.com. Audio. Why'd you make me read something when it comes to email and a computer? I'm going to slap you, man.
Second quarter tonight has been brought to you by Corinthian Mortgage, Blue Springs' hometown mortgage lender.
Tony, I'm working for you up here, buddy. I'm working hard.
Yeah, this might be the last night Tony's working.
Oh, my goodness.
1st down 10, a spinning handoff. Blue Springs puts Chris Benham at the 5. He's into the end zone, trotting in, touchdown for 12 yards. Blue Springs knocking out Lee Summit now.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was so worried all week, and this is the way Blue Springs football is, and Coach Donahoe and the staff and the kids. You plug them in, and they keep playing because it's not people, it's a program, and that's great to see. So they've had a great, great first half.
Wow, what an interception.
That was a great play, wasn't it?
Samia, then a pitch back to Justin Brown. Kick is up. And it is good.
You're going to finally have a defensive play of the game.
29-0 is the score here in the second quarter. 5:38 before half. Blue Springs dominating. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
Are you considering buying or selling a home? Contact the McGraw team at Reese & Nichols in Blue Springs, 816-229-6391. As the former superintendent of Blue Springs Schools, Charlie McGraw has been a Blue Springs resident for 30 years. He has teamed with Peggy Rutherford and Cassie Bauer, longtime area realtors, to offer you the best real estate service in town. Put the size and strength of Reese & Nichols and the personal service and commitment of the McGraw team to work for you when your family decides to buy or sell a home. Call Charlie, Peggy, or Cassie at 816-229-6391.
Brian Johnson, Tim Crone, Tony Reisinger, 29-0 the score here in the second quarter. 5:38 at PV Stadium in Blue Springs, dominating Elise Summit. The Tigers coming off a loss last week, 30-27, a close one to Oak Park, and there was concern that, you know, the kids might let down after a loss like that heading into this game, and boy, Blue Springs hasn't given them a chance to let down. Line drive kick. It's down to the 10-yard line of 5. It will roll down to the 1-yard line as Myers chases it, and he'll fake the reverse. He's going to find a seam of the 10, 15, 20, hurdles a man to the 30, and down he goes. Pushed back to the 29-yard line. A special teams play at a 29-yard return as Myers makes something out of nothing. Gets Lee Summit good field position, 1st and 10 of their own 29.
Yeah, Jordan did a great job there. The ball actually rolled dead on the 1-yard line, and he did a nice job of bringing it out. It was actually about a 28-yard return. That was the worst kickoff I've seen Blue Springs have as far as depth's concerned the entire year, because he's been kicking them in end zones consistently.
5:29 here in the second quarter, 29-0 Blue Springs, but the Tigers now 1st and 10. They will run a double tight formation. The flags are thrown now. Procedure penalty. We'll wait and see. Yeah, it's going to be a
Samir was
encroachment
offside
penalty against Blue Springs.
Yeah, and he's playing the outside linebacker position, and the trips are to the wide side of the field, and he's to the tight end side, so he's coming off the corner, and he's got to learn if he's playing that outside linebacker position that he can't come too quick and get into that neutral zone area. And that's exactly what he did, and that was a good call by the officials in that situation.
Now, 1st and 5 for the Tigers. Jordan Myers will go wide on the outside. That's the wide side of the field. Drew Harden, along with Todd Herzog over there, and Beechner out of the shotgun. Blue Springs, 4 down front, a high snap. It's taken. Here comes some pressure, and Beechner's going to be flushed. Runs forward. He's at the 39-yard line. He goes down there. 4-yard gain as Beechner gets up and tackled on the play by Corey Arrington. 14 solo, 9 assists on the year for the 5'11", 220-pound senior.
Kyle Crandall did a good job on coverage that time. I think the primary receiver was covered up. They were in Blue Springs was in a zone that time, and the quarterback had to scramble. Good tight job by Arrington closing it down a little bit, but they got 2nd and short here after that penalty.
4:50 here in the second quarter, 29-0 Blue Springs. Lee Summit, 2nd down 1 to be exact, 39. Again out of the shotgun. There's a snap down the middle. Pass is thrown. It's tipped and almost intercepted. Almost intercepted. Jerron Baston volleyed it like a volleyball player, and it went up. Sharkey couldn't make the catch. Incomplete. 3rd down 1 upcoming for Lee Summit. We got a holding penalty against the Tigers. That'll be a 10-yard penalty, so 3rd and 11 to be exact.
And I think they'll probably quite obviously take that in this situation because it's 2nd and short. But Baston, you talk about, you talk about smack. First hour we got weight room. You know that. You've been up around there, and we get ugly with each other. And I told him that tonight was a night that he's got to make something happen. He had his chance right there, and he looked like a defensive lineman instead of a linebacker.
Absolutely.
Almost broke his helmet. It hit it so hard. Little Scorpio. Yeah, he does kind of remind you of a little Scorpio. He talks about as much as Scorp did too, Zach.
Last year, the Lee Summit Tigers 5-5, 3-4 in Big 8 play with a 5th place finish. Mike Spiegel, their head coach in his 9th year. Last time they beat Blue Springs was 1995. Liddell Betts was a junior.
Yeah, I try not to remember that. I know Darwin's back here smiling. I have bad dreams about that. I was, like I said, worried about this ball game because I had bad dreams that night, and I didn't want a reoccurrence to those.
Well, now they'll second down at 15. It's my mistake because the penalty is a 10-yard hold, but the down remains the same, so it's pushed back.
He's the smartest guy I've ever been around. He is Brian Johnson, smartest football guy I've ever been around my entire life. It's just a pleasure to even stand by.
And the Tigers beating William Crispin in week
How about
1.
Smile a little bit, huh?
Then
What's
they
wrong
lose
with you?
to Blue Springs South 24-14. Win it against Liberty. That's a big win, 35-20. Win against Winnetonka. They beat Truman pretty good. Oak Park last week, 30-27. They lose on about a
Well, tell me, you saw
field
the
goal.
South game, at least some of the South game. Obviously, I didn't see that. I mean,
yeah,
how
they
would
went
you
up.
compare?
It was 14-0. Oh, this is two different, different team. Or I don't know. Maybe Blue Springs is just a better team. This is the best I've seen Blue Springs play because the Wildcats so far that I've seen, they've played to the level of their competition that they have played,
remember,
with certain exceptions.
Just remember, they are kids. And like Kelly said, first date, same way with who you play.
Second and 15, pass thrown far side by Lee Summit from the 25-yard line, incomplete by Beechner on that far side. Third down, 15 upcoming for the Tigers.
And really, Blue Springs has been able to put up a pretty decent pass rush with the kids that they've got in there. Nevels, Smith, of course, Baston, Arrington, of course, should be making pass rush. But I'll tell you, Schaff, number 84, he's really done a good job. He's 6'2", about 210. Really, he's come a long way since he was a sophomore, and really, that's what a program's about. I mean, Zach knows, man, he's come a long way.
Harden, Herzog, and Myers, the receivers, on 3rd and 15 for the 25-yard line. There's the snap. It's thrown by and caught by Dominique Maroc out of the backfield, and Blue Springs blows it up on that far side. Defense reads it well. 4th down and long upcoming for the Lee Summit Tigers, and a good play by Corey Arrington.
Well, Arrington really made a nice play there. He saw the guy, what they call cross your face. If the guy, and he's a defensive lineman now, if you're seeing this on TV, he crosses his face and he goes with him because that's what you're taught as a defensive lineman, like a screen. He was all over it for a big loss. Now Kevin Zai needs to catch this football and keep great field position for Blue Springs.
Shotgun will snap, and the punt from the goal line. There's a flag, the punt away. It's picked up at the 45-yard line. Kevin Zai now at the 40, a dance move and spins at the 36-yard line, and down he goes there. We'll see what the penalty was as the referee, Gordon Watkins, will come over and let us know.
Blue Springs might be lined up in the neutral area. I'm not sure.
3:51 here. We've got procedure going against Lee Summit.
They're going to decline it and take the ball in the 20. No, I'm sorry, I can't see anymore. 30, 36, 37.
29-0 to score here in the second quarter. 3:51 left. Blue Springs dominating Lee Summit so far. Stinson Dean and the Blue Springs Wildcat performers now come out on the field. And Darius Hill, Kevin Zai, the two on the left. Two receivers on the right, Danny Malone, Justin Brown to the outside. Ball in the midfield area. 1st and 10 at the Tiger 37-yard line. Single back out of the backfield. Throwing the ball, it's dropped by Justin Brown. He was at the 30-yard line. Coverage applied there by I.K. Ermiki. 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line, coming up now for Blue Springs.
Well, that was the first time. That was the first time that cast really did bother Justin. That wasn't a long pattern. It's a quick, short pattern. He really does have to catch the ball with his hands and can't cradle it in. They ran a little hitch screen, and he just simply dropped the ball in that situation.
Soundworks Teaching and Recording Studio in Blue Springs can teach private lessons on guitar, bass, piano, and drums, and they can record your band. Check them out at soundworks.bz. Now it's 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line. Jarrett Morris over to the 36-yard line. Adriano there in on the tackle. And Jarrett Morris, a good running back. He's had a great first half.
He's had a great first half, done a good job. He's done a good job as a receiver. He's done a good job at playing corner when we've had him play corner. The good thing when Justin's back, he doesn't have to play corners much, Brian, so he's going to get a lot more rest.
Wildcats ball on the right hash mark. 3rd and 6, 32-yard line of Lee Summit, leading 29-0 at the 3:08 mark here in the second quarter. Two receivers left. Now Justin Brown floats in motion right to left, and with that football coming over that left side is Jarrett Morrison. Blown up. Good tackle there. Tracking him down was Ricky Farr, the linebacker. He's a backup, and the tackle made at about the 32-yard line.
That time probably Jared's got away from that. He used to do that, Zach could tell you, when he was younger, doing too much dancing instead of turning it up and running it north and south after he sees the seam. That time he did a little dancing. You pay every time you dance. You don't get to dance with somebody free. You know, a date costs money.
Fourth
and you got to run it upfield.
4th down, 6. Bunch receivers right as the Wildcats will go for it at the 32-yard line. And Stinson's going to work his way out of the pocket, sprints, throws it on the run, caught at the 20-yard line, down to the 15 to the 10. First down play for Blue Springs, and Darius Hill on the catch, and then tackled by Sean Neal. 22-yard pickup.
I like the way they're using Darius and Justin on those drag routes coming across off the counter pass. Darius is wide open, and you know, like I said, 6'6" is 6'6" is 6'6", and he's a big target, and they need to be throwing the ball to him. Now, they could really put a dagger in their heart here and have a running clock to start the second half.
2:11, clock ticking. 29-0 Blue Springs. The Wildcats knocking on the Tiger door again. 1st and 10 at the Tiger 12-yard line. Stinson Dean will hand that ball off to a twisting and turning Jarrett Morris down to the 8-yard line before he's tripped up by Adriano there. Bring up 2nd down now.
Well, that time they ran a little trap. They actually ran with kind of like a little H-back, and they had Whitworth in there, number 9, who's been playing a lot of tight end and wing back and H-back type look. He's done a great job, too, since he's been in there and getting an opportunity to play. And he did a nice job blocking. And again, Morris has got to turn that thing back upfield a little bit quicker.
Gain of 3 on 1st down, 2nd and 7. At the 9-yard line, Stinson Dean now steps up the line and surveys the defense of the Lee Summit Tigers. Straight back, looking left, throwing left, and it's over, shooting the receiver, incomplete, intended for Kevin Zai. 3rd and 7.
Yeah, old Stentz has had a really good half, but that time he threw that thing over the man's head. Stentz is upset about that. Should be. That's why you're the quarterback. Yeah, but he's a good kid. He'll come back and make a play here.
118. 29-0 the score. Blue Springs, the lead, big lead. 3rd down 7. They're at the 9-yard line of Lee Summit. The Wildcats get the play from their head coach, Kelly Donahoe.
3 pretty good kids come in the lineup. We got head down and Malone in, but Brown and Hill, Zai come in the ball game with Morris.
Jarrett Morris, the single back now, is Stinson Dean, the senior quarterback. He is going to have it on 3rd and 7. Quick fake, and Jarrett Morris takes the ball. Defensively, it's read well at the 8-yard line. Good play for Lee Summit and getting up off that pile. Looked like Sean Neal was there, but I know there was a big lineman in there, and I'm going to have to say for Lee Summit that might have been Travis Drake, 6'2", 240-pound senior. 5 solo and 14 assists.
They do have some really big kids up front in the defensive line, and Kelly's going to go ahead and kick the field goal here, and I definitely would too. That'd put him up, 32 goose.
Sure.
And that's a good half in anybody's book.
And now the field goal attempt will be a
25-yarder
as Stinson Dean takes the snap with a kick up by Velasquez, and it is good. 32-0 at 30 seconds left here in the second quarter. Blue Springs domination. As you're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
The Rude Awakening.
Just a good old boys. Come on, everybody sing along now. Never meaning no harm.
They got the movie coming out. We need to have people call us and tell us who they think ought to play the various parts in Dukes of Hazzard.
We got Boss Hogg, of course. You can't forget
gotta
Boss
have
Hogg.
the villain.
I got a good one. John Goodman.
He nailed it.
John Goodman is our Boss Hogg. We've got it.
Either him or Roseanne.
The Rude Awakening with Darren and Anthony. Weekday mornings from 5 to 10 on Cutting Edge Christian Radio, 1030
That was great.
Brian Johnston, Tim Crow, Tony Reisinger. 30 seconds left, second quarter. 32-0 the score. Blue Springs the lead, and the Wildcats just kicked a 25-yard field goal on 4th down. And now they will tee it up at the 40-yard line between the hash left to right. Jordan Myers is deep.
You don't want to go to sleep with him back here. You know, we've been talking about Myers, and he is a good football player, and he about broke one last time we kicked off.
Velasquez will sprint up to that football, get a foot underneath it, and Myers will pick it up at the 4-yard line. He will run laterally over that far side, a good stiff arm there, and then backs his way down to the 6 or 7-yard line. Again, special teams. We talked about it early on, and Blue Springs comes through there.
That was Samia and Zach Cunningham. And one thing that Blue Springs is doing now, we're in the real time, what we call the real time, is they're putting some of their front liners on the special teams. Obviously, Samia and Zach Cunningham are two stars for the defense, and they're playing on special teams. See a difference on the coverage.
32-0 here as we're set almost for halftime. 22.9 seconds, and little creeping blitz coming for the linebackers of Blue Springs as Beechner will give the ball to Herzog, and he trips over the 10-yard line on that far side, and then he goes down. 3 or 4 Wildcats are over there. Corey Arrington has had a good game. A couple of tackles here early on, a couple of good solo tackles.
Yeah, he started out a little slow, and boy, he's really played a good second quarter. We talked about it, the guy crossed his face on that screen look, but what a half for Blue Springs.
32-0, halftime is here, and the Wildcats own it. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
Hi, this is Brian Johnson. Join Tim Crone and myself for Blue Springs High School football action right here on AM 1030 KCWJ, Blue Springs, Kansas City.
Brown's Furniture in Blue Springs has the perfect combination for a beautiful home, your great taste, and our incredible prices. Brown's features today's most exciting living room, dining room, bedroom furniture, and mattresses by trusted names.
Whether you have already selected a floor plan of your new home or wish to choose one of Supreme Homes' many floor plans, Supreme Homes can build the right home for you. With Supreme Homes, you deal directly with the builder throughout each phase of the construction process. Call Greg Springer of Supreme Homes at 228-2725. Supreme Homes, proud to be your Blue Springs hometown builder.
The place for a huge selection of Harley-Davidson fashionable clothing, hats, jewelry, keychains, and denim and leather apparel is Blue Springs Harley-Davidson, located off I-70 and Woods Chapel Road. Blue Springs Harley-Davidson is a full-line dealership with parts and accessories, motor clothes, service, and one of the largest selections of new, pre-owned, and custom Harley-Davidsons in the Midwest. So stop by Blue Springs Harley-Davidson, state-of-the-art 15,000 square foot building full of Harley-Davidson history and antique motorcycles off I-70 and Woods Chapel Road. Talk with a friendly staff of professionals whose number one goal is your satisfaction.
Drive into Sonic this month and prepare to make some difficult cheese choices. Introducing Sonic's new double patty melts. 2 juicy all-beef patties and 2 slices of spicy pepper jack or smoky cheddar cheese. Made with grilled onions and served between 2 big pieces of Texas toast. The Sonic double patty melt. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And don't forget to try our new Breakfast Club Toaster Sandwich. Made with egg, cheese, tomato, ham, and bacon, and served on thick Texas toast.
Some conversations about investing are more interesting than others.
They kept us awake all night, giggling and laughing.
How many of them were there?
8.
How fun.
No, it really was. Well, till midnight anyway.
And some aren't about investing at all.
What is she, 9?
Yeah, 9 going on 13.
That's because at Waddell & Reed, our advisors get to know you, not just your finances. Waddell & Reed, investing with a plan. Member SIPC.
In Blue Springs, see Christopher Wade at 816-220-4109.
Welcome back to halftime. Brian Johnston, Tim Crone, and Tony Reisinger. 32-0 is the score, and don't forget after the game, tune in for the Sports City postgame show. Blue Springs is dominating here, and we'll have a great wrap-up of this game and final scores from around the area. Also, you'll hear the Reese and Nichols play of the game brought to you by the McGraw team, and the Waddell & Reed player of the game brought to you by the Waddell & Reed financial advisors, Christopher Wade and Michael Blomberg. Let's throw it down to Tony Reisinger.
Hi, Tone. How you doing?
Coach, just let me know what time detention is on Monday, and I'm
going to give you a star in your helmet.
There you go. Anyways, if anyone would have told us tonight before the game started that we're going to be 32-0 at halftime, they'd said you're crazy.
That's true.
You know, a couple weeks ago, Brian, we had Blue Springs South, and they had some adversity. They had their quarterback out. They didn't know how they were going to play against Columbia Hickman. They came out and played a huge ball game. Blue Springs tonight's done the same thing with defensive injuries. They came up tonight and they're pitching a shutout. The offensive line, they're just doing a great job building huge alleys for the running backs to run through. And on the defensive line, they're just dominating. They're just putting pressure up the middle and just throwing Blue Springs and their offensive scheme throwing Lee Summit and their offensive scheme just totally out of whack. And it's just a perfect ball game. Coach hit it on the nail on the head when he said that one more score would have been the running clock. That right there would have been a huge detriment to Lee Summit here in the second half, getting the ball. But one more field goal and running clock goes, so that'd be big for the Wildcats. The first drive here for Lee Summit is going to be huge. You can better bet they're going to go for 2 each time they score, because 4 possessions, 4 2-point conversions. The ball game is tied up. So it's a great, perfect ball game this far with Blue Springs. Back up to you.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. Sideline Reports brought to you by Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good here at PV Stadium. 32-0 Blue Springs. And we'll take a 1-minute break and be back right after this. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
Do you need electrical work done at your commercial or residential location? Maybe you have a new parking lot that needs lighting, or maybe just some site lighting at your home or business. Call the local professionals at Benz Electric. They can design, build, and maintain your electrical needs. As a graduate of Blue Springs High School, Michael Ben says that no job is too small. And if you need some trenching work done, Benz Electric can help. So call a local company that can work for you. Call Benz Electric at 816-914-3494 or visit them on the web at benzelectric.com. Visa and MasterCard accepted.
The Blue Springs Chamber of Commerce is proud to be a sponsor of Vision Sports, bringing you live play-by-play coverage of the Wildcats and Jaguars. Our commitment to the community is strong, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. The Blue Springs Chamber of Commerce and Vision Sports are the proud sponsors of a $2,000 scholarship program. A senior from each school will be awarded with a $1,000 scholarship. For more information about the Blue Springs Chamber of Commerce Vision Sports Scholarship Program, students should see their counselor. If you're a business owner in Blue Springs and would like to join a winning team, call the Chamber at 816-229-8558.
And we'll wrap up halftime here in the third quarter, about ready to start here at PV Stadium. Blue Springs 32, Lee Summit nothing. It has been a domination by Blue Springs, the best first half of action that I've seen the Wildcats play this year. Don't forget, you can get a copy of this game, this season, or past games and past seasons. Log on to visionsportsaudio.com. And now the Lee Summit Tiger captains will come out along with the Blue Springs Wildcats captains, and they'll do their mock toss, but we do know that Lee Summit will receive this ball here in the second half of action. Don't forget, next week, 2 games. Thursday night, Blue Springs at Oak Park. We will be broadcasting that football game. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff, 6 o'clock pregame with the Remax Professionals game night. Tony Reisinger and I believe Dion Clisso will be there to host that. That's a huge game, folks, next Thursday night against Oak Park. The Northmen won last night against Winnetonka 41-0, and they're undefeated as well. Heading into the game against Blue Springs. Pretty one-dimensional football team with Michael Keenan, although they do have good offensive and defensive line. They're
Let me tell you something.
maybe suspect in the secondary.
But, before Blue Springs South came up, though, all the way through, I don't think we ever played at Blue Springs all these years, like I said, in 2 decades, anybody any tougher every year than Oak Park. I'm talking about tough. I'm talking about hit you in the mouth and knock you out tough. That's what I'm talking about.
We'll also next Friday night broadcast the Blue Springs South Liberty game.
You bet. Yeah.
It'll be a good game.
You'll be lighting them up 2 nights in a row.
And I have 3 games next week.
If you're still on the air.
Marcelo Velasquez, okay. We move on here to the third quarter, and the third quarter brought to you by Clancy's, where loaded nachos and wings are half price after every single game. Probably have to go get us some loaded nachos and wings after this.
Yeah.
At the 40-yard line between the hash.
I'm taking the high road.
Is where Velasquez has the ball teed up. Jordan Myers is deep. Standing in center field about the 3-yard line. Myers stretching out his legs, and Lee Summit trailing 32-0 as we begin the third quarter of action, and the kick is very short, end over end at the 20-yard line, bouncing at the 19. It looks like the Wildcats may have that ball, and the officials will come over and they will give it to the Wildcats. They pick it up, Lee Summit.
Basically, they just pooch kicked that right in the spot. I don't know if that was a pooch kick, Brian. I think he just missed it, like you do a 9-iron shot. You probably do that off the tee box. But anyway, it's straight up in the air, and he was able to get it, and now they're in Blue Springs in a great field position.
Ricky Farr dropped that ball there for Lee Summit, and the Wildcats pick it up. So we'll flip the chart. 32-0 the score. Blue Springs now in good field position, scoring position against Lee Summit. Man, they may put the nail in the coffin here early in the third quarter.
Yeah, you talk about running clock. It could be running clock early in this situation, and they need to do that.
Left and right go the receivers. Anwander going in motion. A toss play left side. Jarrett Moore sprinting by the 20-yard line. He tries to evade a tackle and can't. Jordan Myers coming up to make the tackle and back to the line of scrimmage. Possibly a loss of a yard on the play. Left tackle James Stegall. Left guard Kyle Reed. Center Max Snyder. Right guard Buddy Silkwood. A flag on the play. Right tackle is David Simpson. The officials are conversing. And receivers into the ball game. They'll disregard the flag. Luke Whitworth, Brett Anwander. They'll kind of be a double tight end formation. And Stinson Dean at quarterback, 6'2", 215-pound senior. Tim eluding at halftime. He's had a great night. Coming into tonight, 91 of 120, 888 yards, 8 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. 29 carries, 25 yards, and 3 touchdowns for the senior quarterback. As Chris Benham coming in, Kevin Zai coming in, and then Anwander and Whitworth will come off.
Well, there's a timeout in the field because Stegall is hurt.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got a cramp or maybe he turned an ankle.
No,
it's a cramp. They're rubbing it looks to me like they're rubbing his calf.
Well,
and I can live with the cramp.
That's not why they're trying to figure out what personnel they want to have on the field.
Well, I think they're also Kelly's asking about the penalty situation also.
They disregarded the flag.
Yeah, I know they did.
Well, Kelly's out there. We'll send it down to Tony and see if he knows anything.
No, Brian, on that kickoff is, I think Coach is right. I think he did miss it. And the way this field's wet and everything, that thing just kind of splashed down there on the 20-yard line. And the Lee Summit receiver never touched it. The Blue Springs defender came down and just slid right in and recovered it. It was a super play. They score right here, running clock. That can pretty much put the nail in the coffin. Back up to you.
Defensively for the Tigers, up front, Preston Land, Mark Herzog, Darren Quayle, and Travis Drake. Linebackers in the middle, Patrick Adriano, Todd Herzog. Outside, Sean Neal and Jordan Myers will play strong safety / outside linebacker. Corners, D'Angelo Stevenson and Ike Ermiki. Lucas Fix will be the free safety now. Second down, 10 for the 21-yard line. The Wildcats bunch receivers, 3 on the right side. Is now Stinson Dean in a deep drop. He's going to evade the sack and then rolls out, throws the ball down. Good heads-up play by Stinson Dean. Incomplete pass. Third down, 10 upcoming for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it was a great play by Stinson. He didn't have a prayer or hope on that, and they were trying to throw the screen to Danny Malone. He came over from the other side, but again, they had a little slippage in there. We got, again, some people in there because Stegall's hurt because he's got that cramp, and they moved some people around. David Samps.
Tim Hester in there.
Yeah, and he's over on the left side. Dave's moved over there. And so we'll see what's up here, see what we got going.
32-0 Blue Springs, 11-13 here in the third quarter. Third down, 10 after the incompletion from the Lee Summit 21. Stinson in a short drop over the middle. He looks for Brown, incomplete, covered by D'Angelo Stevenson. Fourth down now for the Wildcats.
Well, that time they tried to run a real quick slant into Justin Brown, and he couldn't get inside move on that corner. It looks like they may go ahead and try to kick the field goal here to go up 35 Goose, and they have the running clock.
And Blue Springs will attempt now as ball is put down, and Stinson Dean will hold it. It will be a 37-yard attempt as Marcelo Velasquez will do it. Snapping Sharkey ball, put down, kick up. It's got the distance, and it is good. 37-yard field goal, and it's 35-0 at 11:06 here in the third quarter. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
Attention Wildcat and Jaguar fans. Finding a mortgage company is not that hard. Choosing the right mortgage company is easy. That winning choice is Corinthian Mortgage. Corinthian Mortgage is proud to be headquartered in Kansas City. They offer a wide variety of mortgage options to serve their satisfied customers. Corinthian has 9 friendly and professional loan originators in Blue Springs to serve you. Score a touchdown when choosing your mortgage company. Choose the one that cheers for the Wildcats and Jaguars. Corinthian Mortgage, 220-1123. That's 220-1123.
Brian Johnston, Tim Crow, Tony Reisinger back at PV Stadium. Blue Springs 35. Lee Summit 0. 11:06 third quarter. A 37-yard field goal by Marcelo Velasquez, his second of the night. And Blue Springs utter domination here, and the Wildcats will kick it off. Velasquez has it teed up, angled at the 40-yard line, and the ball will come right to left. Deep down at the 2-yard line, Jordan Myers Lee Summit white uniforms, the black lettering, gold helmets, and this one will be taken to the 2-yard line. Myers looking for a wedge set of the 10-15. He is hit there at the 17-yard line. Special teams players for Blue Springs are all over the field, including Zach Cunningham.
Zach Cunningham and Samia again down on the kickoff. You talk about our kicking game. It's been outstanding. Vasquez does a great job. We've talked about that many, many times. Really, it's been a flawless played game up to this point by Blue Springs.
Defensively for the Wildcats up front, Corey Arrington, Jerron Baston, Ian Smith, and Brandon Schaff. Linebackers Sherrod Aiken and Sean Sharkey in the middle. We'll get to the rest after this. 1st and 10 for the Tigers for their own 19-yard line, trailing 35-0. Herzog trying to run off the left side. He bounces off some defenders to the 25-yard line, looking for a first down. Maybe gets looking to the 25-yard line. Maybe gets 5 or 6 yards on the play. Blue Springs defense, Kyle Crandall at linebacker, along with John Samia, Kevin Zai, Joey Butler at corner, Zach Cunningham. Now make that Justin Brown into the football game starting at corner. And Zach Cunningham will play free safety now. 2nd and 4 for Lee Summit. And Beechner is hit and drilled. Ball's popped free. They're going to say incomplete. Incomplete. They're going to say at forward motion throwing the ball, which is a good call by the referee, Gordon Watkins.
I'd like to see an instant replay on that, Hoss, before I'd say it's a good call. But I'll go ahead.
Good.
That's okay. Yeah, you probably saw it better than I did because you got younger eyes. I'll leave it at that. But anyway, you're going to see Justin Brown cover Myers all over the field, and I really think he's done a great job. You talk about making a difference in his football team. I really do think downtown Justin Brown's made a little difference.
Left tackle for Lee Summit, Mark Herzog. T.J. McGinley left guard. Center Ryan Gash. Right guard Darren Quayle. Andrew Krause at right tackle. 3rd and 4, the Tigers at their own 25-yard line, trailing 35-0 here in the 3rd quarter. Herzog waits for the guard and tackle run. He gets the first down past the 30-yard line to the 33, and defensively in there for the Blue Springs Wildcats, Jerron Baston. Adriano and Herzog into the ball game. Brett Beechner at quarterback coming in tonight. Beechner 67 of 101 passing, 847 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. He's not much of a runner. 12 carries, negative 33 yards. And at receivers, Jordan Myers, along with Drew Harden, into the ball game now. And now we have first down, 10, 33-yard line, a single back out of the backfield. And Todd Herzog, the good running play, and Arrington in on the tackle for Blue Springs. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage for the Tigers. 2nd down, 10 upcoming.
Well, that time Stegall went back in the ball game. He's got a real bad cramp. It's driving him nuts. You've been there. We have all been there. David Nevels did a good job right there. He's going to come in, and he's done a good job, I should say, the entire half.
The Tigers play Rockhurst next week in the first round of their district.
Well, that'd be a great Christmas present.
2nd down and 9, they'll call it now, as a high snap. Beechner under some pressure throws the ball, and it's intercepted. And it's intercepted at the 49-yard line. Justin Brown.
You don't have it right. Downtown, Justin Brown.
Woof. Intercepted there, Blue Springs.
Great job by Justin. Seriously, good coverage. And boy, he has made a difference tonight. Man, I see a big difference in this football team when he's in. He kind of has given them a little bit of a spark that they needed to kind of get going, especially with the many guys that got hurt. They knew he was coming back. He's a great kid. It's good to see him do that.
3rd quarter brought to you by Clancy's, where loaded nachos and wings are half price after every football game.
You got to get up there for that.
Oh, should be good. 35-0 here, Blue Springs after the interception. Wildcats 2nd on the night. 7:07, 3rd quarter they lead. 1st and 10 of their own 49-yard line. 2 receivers right. That's the wide side of the field on that far side. Stinson Dean. He's going to sprint it up to Cameron Harms. He headbutts the defender at the 50-yard line and goes down to the 46 and past the 45 or 46-yard line. He was tackled by the linebacker, Ricky Farr, 5'11", 173-pound senior, coming in at tonight's game, 5 solo and 9 assists.
Buddy Silkwood, the big 6'4", number 76 for Blue Springs.
67.
Or 67, I said 74. 67 is doing a real good job. Of course, he's starting tonight with all the injuries, moving him around different places, but that's big because he's coming back next year. He's going to be big and meaner next year.
2nd and 7 of the 47-yard line. Blue Springs will run it again to Cameron Harms past the 41-yard line. He's going to be close to the first down up the middle. Cameron Harms He's going to be tackled there. And getting up is Patrick Adriano.
Well, I want to tell you, the offensive line of Blue Springs, and there's been a makeshift guys. There's been a lot of guys going in and out. We talked about James Stegall because he's having to play both ways, cramping up. Now he's out of the ball game. They're still running right over him.
Third down and short for the Wildcats. Running clock in effect, leading 35-0 Blue Springs is. 5:48 here in the third quarter. Left hash mark is where the ball is placed with 3 receivers, trips on the right side of the Wildcats. Darius Hill on the left side. Stinson Dean will turn. He'll run it low with that football. Cameron Harms. And Cameron is stopped back short of the first down. Good play defensively for the Lee Summit Tigers. Todd Herzog, Ricky Farr in there, and some other players. Dominique Maroc gets up along with some other defenders for the Tigers.
And I think Coach is good. He's got that running clock. He's going to think about it, whether he's going to punt the football or not. It's fourth and probably medium one. How's that? How you like that? Medium one. You never hear that on TV, do you? Medium one.
It's close.
Yep, they're going to go for it.
Stinson and company again with bunch receivers right. 4th and 1, 41-yard line of Lee Summit. And Stinson this time will run that ball to Jarrett Morris. I think he's short. Dominique Barak grabbed his ankle. It looks like Lee Summit is going to take over on downs. Good four-play stop by the Lee Summit defense.
Exactly what they need in that situation, too. And they got good field position now. Again, they went for it, and it's going to be on about the 42-yard line. Again, I think it was a good call to go ahead and go for it on 4th down in that situation.
And the Tigers trailing 35-0 at 4:25 here in the third. With Ryan Gash, the center, just a sophomore, 6'2", 195-pounder, leading his team up. Double tight end formation. Preston landed Dominique Maroc, and Brandon Shockley into the ball game. The running back is double teamed by Jarrett Morris and Sherrod Aiken after a half-yard pickup off the left side past the 41-yard line. And that'll bring up second down. We'll call it 9 for Lee Summit. 3:56 third quarter, 35-0 Blue Springs.
I told you Sherrod and Sharkey play a lot bigger than what they are. You always talk about how little the linebackers are, but, man, they get after them. They do a good job.
Brandon Shockley, a senior, 5'7", 185-pounder, 70 carries, 263 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Second down, 9. Again, the Tigers off the left side. There's a wall, and here come the whistles as Shockley, again, the ball carriers. Forward progress probably for another yard gain, maybe half yard. Defensively, it's read well by 3 or 4 Wildcats.
Yeah, and I got to throw Crandall in there as far as a linebacker play tonight. Now, I told you Samia would be a great outside linebacker, and he is.
Third down, we'll call it 8 now. Left and right go the receivers for Lee Summit. Double tight in formation. Drew Harden left to right in motion from the 43-yard line. In a deep drop, Beechner's going to throw. He throws the ball. It's almost picked off again, intended for Jordan Myers. And, man, we have just not talked about him tonight at all. He's been shut down completely and
because
covered.
of
Downtown.
Justin Brown has done a great job. And I'm talking about that Myers kid is an all-state receiver. And it's been a no-show in that respect. I mean, let's just talk about the facts. Justin has shut him down.
And the Lee Summit Tigers must punt as Jordan Myers will do so. He's going to stand on the left hash of the 29-yard line. Snapping the ball will be Sean Neal. Good snap. Ball put down. And Kevin Zai is deep. Zai will field it on the run of the 21-yard line. He will break one tackle, and I.K. Ermiki holds on to him for the second tackle at the 26-yard line. And, man, a young man on punt returns for the Blue Springs Wildcats. Kevin Zai, 15.23-yard average return on punts. Had a 56-yard punt return touchdown against Winnetonka a couple of weeks ago, and we got flags.
Yeah, and I think we may had I'm not sure I think it was illegal block behind, probably illegal block at the back. So it's going to probably put him in not great field position. It's going to probably put him in, I would say, lukewarm, because it should be down to about the 20-yard line, so they're going to have to drive 80 yards for a score.
Third quarter brought to you by Clancy's, where loaded nachos and wings are half price after every football game.
That's a good deal, though, man. Why don't people just jump on that? Because those loaded nachos up there are really good. And those people are great. I just can't go there anymore. I just can't. But it's the greatest place. If I could go out there, I'd go. For first day I retire, I'm going
Why
there.
can't you go there?
I can't be seen in places like that. What can I tell you? But I do love those people up there. They're great.
2:09, 2 minutes here in the third quarter, and the clock will tick. It will always tick. It's
Yeah,
the running
that's right.
clock's in
The running
effect.
clock always ticks. I like that. That's solid.
35-0 is.
That makes sense to me.
Jarrett Morris sits in the backfield. Stinson Dean and Tigers throw a 4 down front, spinning toss play, and Morris comes back to the near side 20, 25-yard line, angles by the 30, and he's got a first down to the 34-yard line. Tackled by Adriano there for Lee Summit, and Blue Springs again moves it up for a first down play and a gain of 17 yards.
Now that play is designed to go inside, and it's supposed to look like the toss because we've been running the toss outside so much. And this is basically a great cut too by Jared Morris. He cuts the ball back up and puts us in tall cotton on that.
1:20 left here in the third quarter. 35-0 Blue Springs. First and 10, the Wildcats at the Lee Summit 32 after a 17-yard Jarrett Morris run. Bunch receivers on the right now. Chris Benham in the backfield. He will take that handoff through that far side and stretch his way past the 32-yard line, and then he's tripped up there. And on the tackle, defensively, Sean Neal, the linebacker for the Lee Summit Tigers. 6'5", 866-pound senior, 12 solo and 21 assists coming in at tonight's game.
You know, another thing I think Blue Springs has done a great job of tonight, he's used all three backs. Benham scored, Morse has had a great night, and of course Harms has done a good job when he's been in there on the little trap plays and stuff. So all three backs have been used very effectively tonight.
37 seconds left in the third, 35-0 Blue Springs. Second down 9. At their own 33, 2 steps and a throw coming off the slant. Here comes Darius Hill. First down play past the 45 to the 50-yard line into Tiger territory at the 48-yard line. Move the chains as the clock ticks here in the third for Blue Springs. First down.
You got to love it, though, with throwing the ball to Darius, and then you know you got Justin on the other side as a threat. And then you can't – I really want to emphasize, though, Danny Malone, Di Peralta, Zai, who has had a great year and probably been the most consistent receiver we have. Those guys have done a great job.
At the end of 3, 35 points for Blue Springs, 0 points for the Lee Summit Tigers. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
The place for a huge selection of Harley-Davidson fashionable clothing, hats, jewelry, keychains, and denim and leather apparel is Blue Springs Harley-Davidson, located off I-70 and Woods Chapel Road. Blue Springs Harley-Davidson is a full-line dealership with parts and accessories, motor clothes, service, and one of the largest selections of new, pre-owned, and custom Harley-Davidsons in the Midwest. So stop by Blue Springs Harley-Davidson, state-of-the-art 15,000 square foot building full of Harley-Davidson history and antique motorcycles off I-70 and Woods Chapel Road. Talk with a friendly staff of professionals whose number one goal is your satisfaction.
And this is Myron Thomas with your Johnson's Jewelry in-game update. Correction on the Blue Springs South score. It is 19-0 over Lee Summit North. They are driving in the third quarter and about to score. Liberty 13-6 over Truman. That's in the third quarter. Rockhurst 21-0 over Jeff City. 19-10 is Grandview score over Excelsior Springs. 48-0 is Park Hill over Fort Osage. 58-8 Pembroke Hill over Green Valley. 20-11 Chillicothe, Platte County over Chillicothe, and 30-3 is the score for Columbia Hickman over Webb City. This is Myron Thomas with your Johnson's Jewelry in-game update. Now back to PV Stadium with Brian Johnston and Tim Crone.
All right, Myron, thank you very much. The score 35-0 here as we start the fourth quarter of action at PV Stadium. Blue Springs dominating here against Lee Summit. First down 10 at the 49-yard line. A running play to that far side with that football is Cameron Harms, and he will sprint it on the far side. Tonight, already, 97 yards for Jarrett Morris running the football. He had 105 last week against Truman, so he's had a few pretty good weeks at running back for Jarrett Morris.
Pretty good, I think, passing the ball around as far as giving the ball to all the people and all the parts to make this thing go, and that's why they've been so effective tonight, too.
Loss of 3 on first down, second and 13, back to their own 49-yard line for Blue Springs. The Wildcats have take the handoff. This is Chris Benham, and a pitch back to him at the 49-yard line. He'll back it up there, and a couple of white jerseys in on the tackle for the Lee Summit Tigers, and Lucas Fix, the free safety, 6'1", 165-pound senior, gets up there. Don't forget, the fourth quarter brought to you by the Lunar Bowl. Entertainment and recreation for the 21st century, and a great weekend at the Lunar Bowl. The pro bowling folks are in town, and man, they've had a great week over there.
And we put on a great exhibition just the other day, didn't we, Zach? We were just awesome up there on the lanes. Great place. Get up there.
10:40 left in this football game, 35-0 Blue Springs. The option play is Luke Whitworth into the ball game at the 50-yard line, out of bounds, 46-yard line. And Chris Benham carries that ball for a 6-yard gain at the 46-yard line of Lee Summit.
And Blue Springs will punt the football, looks like now. Dee Peralta's coming in. And that's, again, a good call. Of course, they got the running clock, so this quarter's going to move rather quickly.
Sharkey will snap as Jordan Myers goes back at the 12-yard line. And left to right, the punt is a high snap, but then Dee Peralta takes it at the 40-yard line. He'll low kick it, picked up at the 10, and then triple team down to the 11-yard line. Triple team, John Samia coming in on special teams and makes the initial hit for Blue Springs.
I would have to give the Blue Springs special teams an A+ tonight in every aspect and I really like the way Kelly opened up with the fake on the touchdown for a 2-point conversion to Danny Malone.
9:33 here in the fourth quarter. Brian Johnston, Tim Crone, and Tony Reisinger as the crowd now still pretty strong here for Blue Springs. Lee Summit brought a few folks over tonight.
I was a little disappointed, though. With the good clubs they had, I thought they'd have more people, to be very honest with you.
Bachner still in at quarterback on first down, 10 at the 12-yard line, and running that football past the 20, between the hash mark on that right side, tackled by Sherrod Aiken, was Todd Herzog, who's still a good running back, 5'11", 200-pound senior. We mentioned that he was first-team all-conference coming into tonight's game, 101 carries, 549 yards, and 12 touchdowns, averaging about 5.43 a whack.
That's a great per carry average, you know. Really, I can't say enough. You know, I've talked about how well Truman played against us and all that, but I can't say enough about how well Blue Springs played. And I know everybody will probably get sick over that, me saying that, but it's a fact. They played a great football game tonight.
Adriano at fullback, tailback is Herzog. Double tight end formation. First and 10 for the 24-yard line. They will run it again. Good defensive stand as Sherrod Aiken and Sean Sharkey
I'm telling
hit Herzog, and a loss back to the 20-yard line, 21-yard line, a loss of 3.
Sharkey and Sherrod are both playing. They're both playing a really good ball game tonight. I mean, the linebackers, like I said last quarter, have done a great job. But up front, the guys have filled in. I mean, we go right down with 6 guys that have been playing and filled in. It's just done a great job. The starters, you know, you go in with Nevels and Smith and Schaff and just keep going right down the line. They play great.
Second down 3. Back at the 21-yard line. Again, double tight end, split back out of the backfield. Beecher looking left, looking right. He throws left. It's caught by Myers. Back at the 15 and down to the 11-yard line is where he is gang tackled there. 5 Wildcat defenders. Samia, Sharkey, Cunningham, and Jarrett Morris make that Joey Butler initially bring him down.
Yeah, and another thing, we talked about Butler starting playing corner. He's done a good job of coming along and really grown up. I tell you what, I give a lot of credit. My hat goes off to Mike Spots and the defensive staff. We talked about the defense all year, but he really had to work hard this week, and these kids were ultimately prepared. They're getting after the football. Myers, who's an all-state player, was no factor, to be very honest with you, in the ball game, and he couldn't be pleaser. I tell you what, I feel a lot better. I'm going to have a lot better weekend.
Tony Reisinger.
Yeah, Brian, all night we've been mentioning, downtown Brown, and we've been talking about Morris and all the great offensive plays and everything, Stinson Dean. But let me tell you, defensively, the defensive line is just standing up the offensive line of Lee Summit, and they're just, there's no place for Lee Summit to run. And it's the same thing on the offensive line. They're just beating them off the ball and just dominating them. And it's no contest, and I hope Coach Crone will elaborate on, maybe mention these guys' name on the air, because their name doesn't get mentioned on the air. But the offensive line and defensive line, they're just doing an amazing job, and I think they're the key to the game tonight. Back up to you.
No question about it, Tony. I mean, there's no question about it. That's why I was talking about Schaff and Nevels and Smith and those kids that did come in and did a great job. Great job.
Third down now, a long 18-yard line. Long 18, back at the 16-yard line as the Wildcat defenders are showing some pressure up front to make that the 16, and a fade pattern up the far side. It is going to be incomplete. Justin Brown went up with Jordan Myers and Cunningham there. The defensive secondary covering well. 4th down. Here comes the Lee Summit punting unit.
Well, you know, all year long, Zach Cunningham's really played. I think he should be. I haven't seen anybody. I've seen everybody that we played up to this point. Zach Cunningham's the best free safety I've seen in the league up to this point. And he's done a great job. He helped Justin out on the coverage there. And, again, they were trying to go to Myers.
And snapping the ball will be Sean Neal. Myers standing deep on the hash mark at the 3-yard line. He will run it himself. He's going to fake that punt, and there goes Myers. He's taking off on the far side. He's fast. He's going to stretch it over towards that far boundary and get the first down at the 35-yard line. Jordan Myers, you saw that quick burst of speed on the fake punt. He took off and got it. First down for the Tigers.
Yeah, and again, you can see what he can do. That time, and I don't know if that was a fake or he saw that. It looked like Blue Springs was trying to set up a wall, and he might have just read that himself. That's the kind of athlete he is, and he just about broke it for a touchdown.
First down now, not 5:59 left in the football game. 35-0 Blue Springs. Don't forget our fourth quarter has been brought to you by the Lunar Bowl, entertainment and recreation for the 21st century. 1st and 10 for the 35-yard line. Brandon Shockley, the running back, runs into his own man, and then 3 Blue Springs defenders led by Kyle Crandall push him back to the 32, and that's where he goes on that right hash mark. And he's probably going to lose a yard or so, maybe 2.
Yeah, Coach Spots and Coach Don Ho are starting to substitute. Starting to substitute a few kids in the ball game.
Boy, Justin Brown was happy at halftime, wasn't he?
Oh, that was fun. Did you hear him holler at me?
Yes.
Okay. He doesn't need to pick. He said, Coach, I don't need to pick my nose. I need to catch the ball.
Oh, man. 2nd and 10 now. They're going to say he went back to the line of scrimmage. I thought he was pushed back a little further than that. Myers right to left now in motion. Play action. Here comes Beechner. Pressure applied. Beechner rolls out. He's on that far side, angling at the 35-yard line and tripped there. Run out of bounds. Kyle Crandall in there, and covering for Blue Springs, also Joey Butler.
Well, again, they're swarming the football, and they're still bringing guys in like Little Ringwood. I got to quit calling him Little Ringwood. Mitch Ringwood. Yeah, that's not right. Of course, I can see him every day and live with all of them. So, but he's wholesaling. He's bringing everybody in. Austin Holt, and Austin Holt, 24, will put a funny bump up your back spine too. I'll tell you that.
Drew Harden, the receiver left side, 3rd and 10. At the 35-yard line. Double tight formation, receiver to the right for Lee Summit. And they'll hand the ball straight up the middle with Brandon Shockley on the ball carrier. Brandon takes it past the 35 to the 36-yard line, and there's a pile of Wildcat defenders in there. And in on the tackle for Blue Springs, Mike Logan, a backup linebacker, 5'10", 170-pound senior, 4 solo and an assist on the year. As now it's 4th down for the Tigers at 3:48 here in the fourth quarter. Trailing 35-0 to Blue Springs. They must punt. And Myers back at the 25-yard line. He'll punt it away. Cross-grain punt at angles, bouncing at the 35-yard line. It hits a Lee Summit special teams performer there, and it'll be stopped at about the 36, 37-yard line of that. Is where the Blue Springs Wildcat offense will have it. Luke Whitworth should be the quarterback coming out. Put it at the 38, 39-yard line officially. Blue Springs going to go continue their undefeated streak, ranked number 1 in Class 6, 6-0, 3-0 in conference play. We'll move to 7-0 and 4-0 in conference play, and a tie with Oak Park.
Well, they look like the number 1 ranked team in the state tonight.
First down, 10, 39-yard line is officially where they mark it. Luke Whitworth hands that ball off to Morris. He fumbles, his first fumble of the night. The Tigers are all over it. Lee Summit picks it up defensively, and there.
That was Sheldon that dropped the ball too, Brian. That wasn't Morris, that was Sheldon.
Matthew Sefton, offensive and defensive lineman, 5'9", 235-pound sophomore.
And when you play your second group, that's why they need a little work, and that's why they're the second group. Okay, so they got Lee Summit's got good field position right now. Again, the running clock.
2:18.
Well, this half just zoomed by.
35-0 Blue Springs. And 1st and 10 for Lee Summit and Company, and from the 37-yard line is Beechner backed up, and the officials will come over and let us know what the penalty is for.
How many penalties we got going here as far as Blue Springs has got one? How many Lee Summit got? I thought it's been a pretty penalty-free game.
Good game.
I think it was well called and pretty quick and sharp and fast-paced, and well officiated. And I'm just happy as a bug.
We got a failure to wear the proper equipment penalty, which is 5 yards. That goes against Blue Springs.
That you get those subs in there, they probably don't have the right shoes on or something. You know how they go. They got 2 right shoes instead of that's why you're a sub. Come on.
That'll push it back to the 33-yard line on 1st and 10, 1st and 5, we'll call it for Lee Summit. Beecher straight back of the pocket, looking right, throwing right side, looking into the end zone, and it is tipped and incomplete. Almost intercepted on that far side, defensively coming over again for the Blue Springs Wildcats. And on the play, Austin Holt.
I tell you, Austin's going to be a good player, and I mean, he could probably be a front liner for most people, and he's working his way in. Of course, he's starting on specialties now and doing a good job. We saw him early in the game make a great play on the kickoff team. He's a player.
Don't forget to tune into the Sports City postgame show. Tony Reisinger will have the coach Kelly Donahoe on. And this fourth quarter has been brought to you by the Lunar Bowl, entertainment and recreation for the 21st century. 2nd down 5 for the Tigers after the incompletion. They're at the Wildcat 32. Shockley, a big sprint. 1st down play past the 25 to the 20. And he works his way between the hash mark down to the 18-yard line for Brandon Shockley. And he gains 17 yards.
I know Lee Summit would like to get one in so they'll score, but for the ball game won't have that big goose, because there's nothing worse than going home with goosebumps all up down your funny spine.
Make that a 14-yard gain to be exact, but 43 seconds remain in this football game. 1st down and 10. Lee Summit has the ball at the 17-yard line as Beechner will run it, and it's stopped by the wall of the Wildcats. There, 3 Wildcat defenders are there as Shockley, the running back, takes it. Good defensive play. Corey Arrington for Blue Springs. 24 seconds remaining in this football game. The Wildcats are going to win it easily, 35-0. 2nd down 5, fade pattern left side into the end zone, leaping up and making the catch for the touchdown. Lee Summit gets the touchdown with 11 seconds remaining in the football game. A 15-yard touchdown pass play from quarterback Brett Beechner to receiver Jordan Myers.
Again, a good play. Myers scored on Butler on a little fade pattern, or Beecham, and again, the great effort by the second team kids for Blue Springs too, because Myers All-Stater going against the JV kid.
And the extra point attempt will come by Jared Hearn, who is 19 of 20, 99% on extra points on the year. The ball is put down and the kick is up, and it is good. 11 seconds left in the game, 35-7 the score. Blue Springs is going to win this game. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
Hey, Wildcats and Jaguar fans, if you are planning to build your next home, score a touchdown in selecting your builder, and call Supreme Homes. Whether you have already selected a floor plan of your new home or wish to choose one of Supreme Homes' many floor plans, Supreme Homes can build the right home for you. With Supreme Homes, you deal directly with the builder throughout each phase of the construction process. Call Greg Springer of Supreme Homes at 228-2725. Supreme Homes, proud to be your Blue Springs hometown builder.
Welcome back to PB Stadium. Brian Johnston, Tim Crone, Tony Reisinger. 35-7 the score, 11 seconds left in the football game. Lee Summit scoring on a 15-yard pass play, a fade pattern. Beechner to his favorite target, receiver Jordan Myers, 6'2", 182-pound senior, averaging about 12.5 yards per catch on the year. That one 15, so a little above his average.
A little above his average, but let's face it, in the real deal, Blue Springs totally took him out of the ball game. He was a no-show.
And the kickoff is away. It's fielded by Zai at the 10-yard line. A 15 hit at the 19-yard line. Good play. One man hit him and then brought him down for the Lee Summit Tigers. Special teams player Zach Brown, 5'11", 190-pound junior, 6.5 seconds remain in this game. And
what do you think, Haas? Pretty well played football game, no doubt about it. It's very efficient.
I have a
football
newfound opinion of Blue Springs football. Obviously, being a Blue Springs fan, 3 hours ago I didn't think this team was capable of doing what they have just done. And on first down 10 on the 20-yard line, near the 21, is a running play for the Wildcats, and that will end the football game. Blue Springs wins it. Sports City postgame show is next. 35-7 the final score. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
Hi, this is Brian Johnson. Join Tim Crone and myself for Blue Springs High School football action right here on AM 1030 KCWJ, Blue Springs, Kansas City.
Comcast cares about our community. Comcast once again is proud to enter into a partnership with Vision Sports to bring you Blue Springs and Blue Springs South High School football games on AM 1030. This year you can listen to the games on Comcast Channel 15 in Blue Springs. Comcast is proud of their involvement in the support of educational and government access channels in the community. Our community is the backbone of where we live. Community involvement is an important part of what Comcast is about. So important that local schools receive cable in the classroom programming at no charge to them. Creating a better environment for our kids to learn in makes our community stronger for the future. Comcast is proud to support the communities that they serve.
What's your future look like? A little hazy? Brighten the picture by enrolling at Blue River Community College. Set your sights on a 4-year degree by taking the first 2 years of courses at Blue River and then transferring for the last 2 years. Or you can aim for a new career by getting job skills in 2 years or less. Blue River is home to excellent firefighter and peace officer programs. Brighten your future at Blue River. Call 816-655-6050. That's 655-6050. Blue River is one of the metropolitan community colleges.
Hey fans, what are you doing after the game? How about unlimited laser tag at Sports City? That's right, unlimited laser tag at Sports City. Best of all, the more points the home team score, the more you save. For every 10 points the Jags or Cats score on the Vision Sports Game of the Week, you'll save $1. If the home team scores 20 points, unlimited laser tag is $2 off. 30 saves you $3. 40 gets you $4 off the regular $10 price of unlimited laser tag on Friday nights 9 to midnight. Don't forget to stop by the post-game grill for your after-game celebration with specials on post-game prices and appetizers. Come to Sports City, because tag, you're it.
The place for a huge selection of Harley-Davidson fashionable clothing, hats, jewelry, keychains, and denim and leather apparel is Blue Springs Harley-Davidson, located off I-70 and Woods Chapel Road. Blue Springs Harley-Davidson is a full-line dealership with parts and accessories, motor clothes, service, and one of the largest selections of new, pre-owned, and custom Harley-Davidsons in the Midwest. So stop by Blue Springs Harley-Davidson, state-of-the-art 15,000 square foot building full of Harley-Davidson history and antique motorcycles off I-70 and Woods Chapel Road. Talk with a friendly staff of professionals whose number one goal is your satisfaction.
And welcome back to the Sports City postgame show. The final score, 35-7 Blue Springs. They beat Lee Summit handily and easily, and down to the sidelines with the winning head coach Kelly Donahoe is our good friend Tony Reisinger.
Thank you, Brian. Coach, congratulations on a great win tonight. Your team played a great game for the entire 4 quarters. Just your thought on the play.
I think this may be our best performance we've had in a couple years. I mean, even looking back at last year and this year, all around. Defense, special teams, offense, I thought everything clicked. I'm just thrilled with the way we played with the situation we had coming in, as you guys know, with some of our kids out. And I'm just so happy about, these next 3 weeks, because now we're playing with the confidence we need to play with. So,
on both sides of the ball, the key to the game, we always mention Justin Brown played a great game, Jared Morris, but your offensive line, your defensive line, they were just beating them off the ball. Just your thoughts on their play.
Well, we keep working hard. We knew we were a little deficient early in the season up front offensively, and we've worked hard every day, and our kids have gotten better. And defensively, they did a great job coming off. We had a couple new faces in there, and, we take a lot of pride in coaching our twos up, and it showed up tonight.
Final question for you, Coach. Is this the type of performance, I'm sure it is, the way you have the toughest district probably in the state, is this the type of performance you wanted to see going into district play?
We needed this confidence. We needed to get going in the first half. We needed to feel good about our football team in all phases, and now we got the confidence we want going in Oak Park, because we're going to need to play like this to win Thursday night.
Congratulations, Coach, on a super game. Back up to you guys.
Sports City postgame show will continue after this. Blue Springs wins at 35-7. You're listening to a presentation of Vision Sports and Comcast.
The Blue Springs Chamber of Commerce is proud to be a sponsor of Vision Sports, bringing you live play-by-play coverage of the Wildcats and Jaguars. Our commitment to the community is strong, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. The Blue Springs Chamber of Commerce and Vision Sports are the proud sponsors of a $2,000 scholarship program. A senior from each school will be awarded with a $1,000 scholarship. For more information about the Blue Springs Chamber of Commerce Vision Sports Scholarship Program, students should see their counselor. If you're a business owner in Blue Springs and would like to join a winning team, call the Chamber at 816-229-8558.
Touchdowns and diamonds. They're very much alike. They both have special meaning, but each one is different. Touchdowns are 6 points. Some are runs, some are passes. They're also interceptions, fumbles, and kickoff returns. Diamonds are gifts bought with love. Some are yellow and even brown. The only diamonds you'll find at Jocelyn's Jewelry are bright white, colorless diamonds. Diamonds that make a difference. Your sweetheart knows there are diamonds, and then there are diamonds from Jocelyn. Jocelyn's Jewelry, 40 Highway and 291. The jeweler you'll recommend to friends, Wildcats, and family.
Are you considering buying or selling a home? Contact the McGraw team at Reese & Nichols in Blue Springs, 816-229-6391. As the former superintendent of Blue Springs Schools, Charlie McGraw has been a Blue Springs resident for 30 years. He has teamed with Peggy Rutherford and Cassie Bauer, longtime area realtors, to offer you the best real estate service in town. Put the size and strength of Reese & Nichols and the personal service and commitment of the McGraw team to work for you when your family decides to buy or sell a home. Call Charlie, Peggy, or Cassie at 816-229-6391.
Tuck your bowling ball under your arm, lower your head, and make a run for Lunar Bowl in Blue Springs. See our new laser light show during Cosmic Bowl on Saturday night. Lanes are available during the day on Saturday and Sundays for open play. Don't forget, now is the time to make arrangements for your company's holiday party. Lunar Bowl and the Blue Moon offer a wide variety of options for entertainment and food. Call now while space remains available. 220-7722. For the second year, world-class bowling returns to Lunar Bowl. The PBA Greater Kansas City Classic, October 13th through the 19th.
And welcome back to the Sports City Postgame Show. Brian Johnston along with Tim Crone. And, of course, it's time right now for the player of the game. Brought to you by Waddell & Reed in Blue Springs. Give Christopher Wade a call at 816-220-4109 or Michael Blomberg at 816-229-7290. We'll pick that player after this.
About investing are more interesting than others.
This ain't a bad burger. Have you tried prawns? Too greasy. Felt like I needed a shower afterwards.
And some aren't about investing at all.
Oh, Jake's. Now you're talking. Fries are terrible, though. Best fries, Metro. Yeah? I'm pretty sure I ate a bug there.
That's because